How we doing, folks? It's Kelley. How we doing? How we doing, folks? It's Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas, as we do each and every day, except for Sunday. Well, we talk about all things type 2 diabetes, all things insulin resistance, all things gestational diabetes, all things PCOS. Why? Because they're all related to insulin resistance. All those conditions that I just named, they're all related to insulin resistance. That's the monster that we're going to face. What is insulin resistance? Well, it's only the condition that's dominating everything. All right. It's the most dominated condition that there is, insulin resistance. Like 93% of the population is suffering from some form of insulin resistance. Some people may not even know that they're suffering from it, that they have insulin resistance. So let's talk about it, folks. How you doing, folks? My name is Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Do me a favor and bebop that screen, double tap that screen, and then share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition. All right, anybody that you know that's struggling with insulin resistance, PCOS, gestational diabetes, pre-diabetes. Maybe you've been diagnosed with it. All right, maybe you've been diagnosed with that condition, pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, all of that stuff. Insulin resistance. Well, if that's you, hang out with me. Hang out with me for a little while. We're going to be here for a little while. We'll be here until probably about noon. So grab yourself whatever, some tea. Okay, sit back, relax, because it's gonna be a long one. We're gonna be on here for a while. Why? It's because this is a complicated topic. Insulin resistance. How can you defeat it? It's a very, very common condition, but it's also very, very defeatable. You can defeat it. How do you defeat type 2 diabetes? How do you defeat insulin resistance? How do you lower your A1C naturally? That's the question. How do you lower your A1C naturally? And then that's what we're going to discover on this live today. So if you've been struggling with your A1C, if your A1C has been high for many, many years, maybe it's been high for, maybe you've just been recently diagnosed, or maybe it's just so high that no matter what you do, it won't work. Didn't work. Well, here's the thing. Type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle-driven condition. Meaning, if it was the diet and lifestyle that caused the condition, shouldn't it be the diet and lifestyle that gets you out of it? So that's what you got to reverse engineer. So here's the thing, folks. There's a lot of things that could be causing you to have high blood sugar, but it's predominantly what you're eating. That's predominantly what it is. So we're going to uncover that too. We're going to uncover the two different fuel sources. Like, how are you fueling your body? Because how you fuel your body is how your body is going to express itself. Either it's going to express itself with health and wellness, or it's going to express itself through sickness. Either way, it's going to express itself based on the fuel that you give it. So when it comes to insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, based on the fuel that you give it, that you give your body will determine if I'm going to continue to have high blood sugar, or if I'm going to bring my blood sugar back into the normal range, become insulin sensitive once again. And you do it from a lot of areas, but you mainly do it through your nutrition, through the food that you eat, your diet. Like I said, it could be a lot of things that's hurting your health, but it's predominantly what you're eating. Yeah. So how we doing, folks? My name is Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Do me a favor and bebop that screen. Bebop the screen and share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition. We're just starting the live. A couple of folks are coming into the room. Like I said, bebop that screen and then share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition. What conditions? PCOS, gestational diabetes, any form of insulin resistance. Man, that's what we're going to tackle today. Because like I said, if you're just joining us, type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. It's like 93% of the people, the population is insulin resistant. 9 in 10 people. A lot of people don't even know that they're insulin resistant. Most people don't even know that they're insulin resistant. But insulin resistance is taking over, folks. Not only is it taking over, it is it is the serious, thank you, TikTok Pam. It is the most serious condition that there is. Because when your insulin is thrown off, everything else is thrown off. So that's what we're going to uncover today, folks. That type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. So if it was the diet and lifestyle that caused it, we're going to use that same diet. We're going to use that same lifestyle to get you out. But here's the thing, like I was saying earlier, there's a lot of things that could be causing you to have high blood sugar. So if you got high blood sugar, there's a lot of things that could be causing it. But it's predominantly what you're eating. That's going to determine how your body expresses itself. Expresses itself through high blood sugar or normalized blood sugar based on the foods. There's a lot of things, again, but it's predominantly what you're eating. There's 2 fuel sources, all right? Are you giving yourself diesel fuel or unleaded fuel, which we're going to talk about today? When we talk about food, we're going to talk about the 2 different types of fuel sources that you're fueling your body with. Most of the folks are filling up on diesel fuel when they're at the pump. Don't fill up on diesel fuel. Don't put diesel fuel into an unleaded burning engine, which is the human body. Burns on unleaded. Okay? That's what we're going to talk about a little bit later. Do me a favor, folks, and bebop the screen and then share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition. My name is Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Talk about all things. If you start, this page is for anybody with prediabetes, gestational diabetes, type 2 diabetes, high blood sugar, erectile dysfunction. Also, anybody who's struggling with their weight as well. Talk about that as well, weight loss. But we put our focus on the blood sugar because if you fix the blood sugar, you fix everything else. You literally fix everything else in your body when you fix the blood sugar, because insulin and blood sugar go hand in hand. So insulin, we got to get that under control. If we ever wanted to bring our A1C down naturally, which it is possible, folks. Folks who have joined my 14-day blood sugar reset challenge have lowered their A1C in 14 days by 2 points, from an 8 to a 6, 14 days. Someone yesterday said that they went from, what did she say? It was 10.8 to an 8.3. 10.8 to an 8.3 after doing the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Going back and getting checked by their doctor. And then doctors taking them off their medications. These are some amazing stories. These are some very, very powerful stories, folks. That is the power of nutrition. That's what we do in that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. We're just going to reset your nutrition. That's all. That's all. And as a result, your body will respond just like that. Some people's bodies respond a little bit differently, but ultimately that number on that meter is going to be going down. After 14 days, you are going to get yourself off of that blood sugar roller coaster. And that, folks, is called the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That is, if you want more information, that on that challenge, it is linked in my bio. In my bio, there is a bunch of goodies, folks. In my TikTok bio here, there is a quiz. There's a masterclass that's linked there. There is There's the 14-day challenges link there. There's a free PDF on there, man. That link right up here. Click right up here. Click on my picture again, and then you click on that link under my picture. It says Linktree. It's a whole bunch of goodies on there. So do me a favor, folks. Bebop that screen, double tap that screen, and then share this live out with anybody that you know struggling with this condition. Good morning. What's up? We're getting ready to get into it. Now we're going to talk about all things blood sugar, folks. Let's get into the basics of blood sugar. Let's get into it. We're talking about lowering our A1C. Talk about all of that. So we're getting ready to get into it. How do you lower your A1C? You got to bring your insulin levels down. You got to manage your blood sugar. That's ultimately how you bring your A1C down. Great. So do me a favor, folks. Who's ever played this game? Have you ever played this game before called Tetris? Who's ever played Tetris before? Put a me in the chat. We're going to play a little game of blood sugar Tetris. We're going to go over the basics. Blood sugar, food, and blood sugar. Princess, what's up? How you doing? You played it before. We're going to start it off today with a little bit of Tetris. And then, like I said, I'm going to tell you what this condition is. And then ultimately, I'm going to tell you how to fix it. That's next. How to fix it. What is it? What are the foods that you got to eat to correct it? Because it's all about the food. So that's next. So what is it? How do we fix it? What are the foods that we're eating that are going to fix it? So yeah, put a me in the chat, folks. If you've ever played that game before, if you've ever played Tetris before, put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat if you've ever played that game before. Amazing. Berries. My doctor said I can't reverse diabetes by food, which if they're talking about type 1 diabetes, they are correct. If they're talking about type 1 diabetes, a mo adi cake, they are correct. But if they're talking about type 2 diabetes, then they need to go back to school. They need to go back to school, right? Because that is a very, very reversible condition. It was the food that caused it. Your diet and life, it's a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. So if it's the food that caused it, shouldn't it, like Herm Edwards said, hello, shouldn't it be the food that fixes it? Yeah. When you were vegan, you didn't have diabetes. I bet you were eating a lot of plants. When you say you were vegan, you didn't have diabetes. I bet you were eating a lot of plants. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do if I have low A1C? Or if your A1C is low, like how low? We're talking about like in the fours? Like a 4? Like, yeah. It's pretty low. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So that's what we're going to talk about. We are going to prove your doctor wrong. Check it out. If your doctor has been giving you all of the warning signs, but no real roadmap, that 14-day challenge that I told you about, that's the real roadmap. That 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's start talking about all things blood sugar. Blood sugar. Folks, blood sugar. So the doctor said that you can't reverse it by food. But here's the thing. I didn't tell y'all my story, though. I didn't tell y'all my story. Here's a little bit about my story. You see, a few years ago, I was actually in the worst shape of my life. I go to the doctor and I get diagnosed as having diabetes, having heart disease, and being obese, all at the very same doctor's visit. Can you imagine that? So as I stand here today, there's no more diabetes, heart disease, or obesity. All right, as you can tell, I don't know if you can tell if I'm still obese or not. Like, I don't know. I don't know if you can tell. But here's the thing. How did I do it? Oh, yeah, through food. The food is the medicine, and the medicine is the food. That's how I'm standing here today. No more type 2 diabetes. No more insulin resistance. No more heart disease, which was the major thing that was for me. Woo, that heart disease, woo. The chest pains were real, okay? Real stuff. And then finally, my belly had gotten so big that I couldn't even barely tie my shoes. You want to see what I'm talking about? And then we're going to get up and we're going to talk all things blood sugar. I just want to tell y'all folks that, like I said, that was me a few years ago. That's called diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. I found out 2 weeks after this picture. Right? 2 weeks after that picture, my A1C got to a 6.5, 6.5. So 2 weeks, you see how big my belly was? You see, I told you I couldn't tie my shoe. I'm not playing. Look, I could barely tie my shoe. So my A1C got to a 6.5. But as you can see, look, I'm wearing the same exact same exact clothes. You see that? The same exact clothes. No more diabetes. No more heart disease. No more obesity. You saw the clothes. So here's what I'm telling you. What did I do? People are like, well, Kelley, what'd you do, man? What'd you take? People are like holding me hostage, asking me what I take. Like, what you mean what I take? I took what's called lifestyle medicine. I just changed what was at the end of my fork, period. I adopted a new lifestyle, stress management, activity, eating, sleeping, all of that. Because that's where it came from. It's a lifestyle disease. That's what it is. So the fact that your doctor told you that it's not reversible, or you can't reverse type 2 diabetes through food. I don't know your doctor, but they might need to go back to school. Might need to go back to some continuing education, because this is 2025. And the word's been out. The word's out. Trust me, the word's out about reversing type 2 diabetes. The word is out. And if your doctor ain't hip to it, you might want to, I'm not telling you, I can't, but I might suggest you might want to get a new doctor. I can't tell you that, but I might suggest that. Okay? Because if I did it, why the hell can't you? If I did it and all my clients do it, why the hell can't you? So that's what we're going to figure out, folks. Why the hell can't you? Let's get into it. Blood sugar. That's what we're talking about, blood sugar. Do me a favor, folks. Put in the chat if you've ever played this game before, Tetris. That's it, just hard work. That's what I took. I took lifestyle medicine. In your challenge, do you provide meal plans? Everything's designed for you. The meal plan is there for you. You just follow the meal plan. You follow the recipes, the meal plan, the whole thing. Yes, there is a meal plan. I got the whole 2 weeks scripted out for you. It's 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Everything's scripted for you. You just got to follow the script. It's a blueprint. Like 300 people have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. And if you were here yesterday, people came in and told some amazing results. They come on throughout. Folks come on the live throughout and they share their story on what day they're on. You'll see somebody, hey, I'm on day 8 or whatever. But it's a challenge. It's a nutrition challenge that says if you're sick and tired of the blood sugar roller coaster, and if you need help, if you've been looking for help and you haven't found any help, then the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is going to be that help that you need. I promise you that it is. If you want to join that challenge, there's a discount code, SAVE20, SAVE20. That is the one that you want to use on that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But again, that's linked in my bio, so it's here. Click on my picture again, but there's a quiz, masterclass, whole bunch of goodies on there. What is the requirement to join the challenge? The requirement is you have high blood sugar, or you're suffering from prediabetes, gestational diabetes, type 2 diabetes, high blood sugar, erectile dysfunction, PCOS. If you meet any of those requirements, then the challenge is for you. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is for you. Let's see if I missed any other questions. I had heart disease and now it's gone because of weight loss. Yeah. That's it. That's his lifestyle. Stomach lap band can reverse diabetes. Man, lifestyle changes is what reverses type 2 diabetes. That's what it does, because that's what causes. It wasn't a lap band surgery. It's not a lap band surgery that caused it. So you just got to go back to the root cause. And the root cause was the lifestyle. It's simple math, folks. For real, I'm super simple logic. If you know anything about me, I just keep things super simple. It's simple, super simple logic. And which we're going to break down right now. Yup, seriously. Yup. Period. Okay. Here we go. Let's get to it. Why does blood sugar rise while you sleep? Let's get into it. Let's play this game of blood sugar Tetris. Who's played this game before? Who's played Tetris before? Who's played Tetris before? Put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat if you've ever played Tetris before. Let's see. Anybody ever played Tetris before? Me. Okay, couple of me's. Couple of me's. Surprisingly, most folks have never even played this game or maybe even heard of this game. If you've heard of the game before, put a me in the chat, okay? Put a me in the chat if you've heard of this game called Tetris before. But we're going to play a different game. This is a game of, okay, we got some me's, yes. We're going to play a game of blood sugar Tetris. We're drawing off here on the board. We got the fats. We got pieces to the game. Got the proteins. And we got the big pieces, which are the carbs. These are the pieces of the game, folks. These are the players. Here's what Tetris is. For my folks who've never played Tetris or never even heard of Tetris before, here's what I'm talking about when I say Tetris, folks. Let me pull this up, the video game Tetris. Here it is right here. This is what I'm talking about when I say Tetris. You've never played or seen or heard of Tetris. Here's what I'm talking about right there. Look at that. Look at Tetris. Look at that. It's the blocks. Look at the blocks over here. Right? Tetris, folks. That's what it is. Okay, but that's a video game. We're going to play a real life game of blood sugar Tetris. Here are the players. Here are the blocks. You got the fats. Those are the little guys. You got the proteins. Those are the medium-sized guys. And then you got the carbs, which is the big. Those are the big blocks. All right. Let's play a little game, folks. We're talking about blood sugar right now. So who can tell me what happens to your blood sugar when you eat fats, folks? When you eat things like avocados, nuts and seeds, you know what I mean? What happens to your blood sugar at that point? Can you tell me? Does it go up? Does it stay the same? Does it drop? Like, well, what happens when you eat fats? Nuts and seeds, like I said, maybe butter. What happens to your blood sugar? Put it in the chat. Let's see. All right. How do you join the challenge? You click that link right up here. Click right up here. Click on my picture again. It is linked in my description. It is linked there. But we're going to cover more in the challenge. As soon as we finish this game of blood sugar Tetris, we're going to get back to the challenge. Don't worry. But it's linked in my bio. All right. Yeah. Stabilizes. It helps the insulin better, doesn't it? All right. What happened? Okay. It stabilizes. Whoo, it stays the same. It doesn't really move at all. Maybe it'll go up a little bit, maybe, but nothing really is going to happen. It's just going to stay pretty neutral. Maybe go out like 5 points or something. That's about it. It ain't going to change. It stabilizes when you eat fats. Okay. So in the game of Tetris, when you eat fats, these are the little pieces. Look, these are the little pieces. These are the little pieces. So you can move the pieces to the side. They're coming down so slow, and they're small pieces coming down super slow. So it's easy. You don't have to worry about the fats too much when it comes to these blocks. Okay, who can tell me what happens to your blood sugar in real life? What happens to your blood sugar when you eat protein? Things like, chicken, steak, turkey, whatever. Protein powder, whatever. What happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat protein, folks? Who can tell me what happens then? Okay, decreases it? Happens when you eat protein, folks. A steak and eggs, tofu, tempeh. What happens then? Goes up. Does not go up. Okay. Any other guesses on what happens to your blood sugar? Okay, no more guesses. Okay, it's good for you. Okay, yeah, protein's good for you. Yeah, protein's great. But what happens to your blood sugar, though? Short-term spike. Okay, good. Those are good guesses. It does go up. It does go up, but it goes up slightly. You're right. It's a slight bump. It goes up slightly. It doesn't go up much at all. I mean, it goes up, but it's anything that you can't handle. It's kind of like an earthquake. If you live in California and you get a big if you get a tiny earthquake that day, you turn on the news later that night, you be like, hey, yo, they said it was an earthquake. I didn't even feel it. Why? It's because it was so low on the Richter scale that you couldn't even feel it. And it's the same thing when it comes to these proteins. When you eat these proteins, chickens, the turkeys, and the steaks, the eggs, the fish, the tofu, the tempehs, you know what I mean? Your blood sugar is going to go up a little bit, but it's not anything that you can't handle. So the protein blocks are a little bit bigger, and they're coming down a little bit faster, but it's nothing in the game. It's nothing that you can't handle. Protein. It's nothing that you can't handle. They're bigger. They're coming down faster, but it's nothing that you can't handle. Look, you can still move the pieces to the side, and you can still put it in the slot. Okay. Let's up the ante a little bit. Now the levels are getting harder. Now the level of the game is getting harder. We're on level 7 now. In the game of Tetris, who can tell me what happens in real life whenever you eat carbohydrates? Things like pasta, things like lasagna, things like pasta, lasagna, rice, bread. Yeah, it goes up. Insulin spikes, raises. Mind super spike, yeah. Increase. High sugar, big crash. It rises your sugar. Yeah, it raises your sugar. It'll rise. Yeah. Depending on what you eat, or Coca-Cola, right? Or drink, a Mountain Dew. Depending on what you drink, it will determine how much it spikes. Either way, it's going to go up. But what determines it is the quality of this carbohydrate that you just ate. For instance, in the game, that's just like having the big pieces. The higher the level, now the carbohydrates, the rice, the pastas, those are the big pieces. And then it starts filling up. It starts just going. And then not only are they bigger, but they're coming in fast. They're coming in super fast. Super fast. Coming in super fast. You see that? Who can tell me what happens in the game of Tetris? We're talking that video game now. What happens in that video game, Tetris, when the blocks fill all the way to the top? Who can tell me what happens in the video game when your blocks fill all the way to the top? In the game of Tetris? Game over. You lose. Yeah, in the game of Tetris. You lose. Yuck. Game over. This is game over. I'm going to show you the screen. Watch. This is what happens in Tetris. Right here. Look at that. Game over. Game over. Look at that. Game over. When your blocks fill all the way to the top, watch. I'm gonna look at that. You see that one? The blocks filled all the way to the top. But look. Game over. That's what happens in the game of Tetris. It's also what happens in the game of blood sugar Tetris. This is the real game. It's also what happens in this game. And I'm going to show you. Watch. I'm going to give you an illustration as soon as I can get to it. Had to grab these out of my fridge. But here we go. Here's how you play this game of blood sugar Tetris. Who can tell me how much sugar that your body wants to see at any given time? At any given time, on a normal everyday, like I'm standing up here right now, how much sugar do you think my body wants to see? Give it to me. Is it like a gallon, 2 gallons, a pint of sugar? Like, what do you think? What do we think? Here's what happens. A teaspoon, okay, 25 grams, 5.7, 20 grams, 15 gems, all right, a teaspoon. Here it is. This is a teaspoon, folks. Less than a teaspoon, about a teaspoon. Yeah, less than a teaspoon. Exactly. So when you drink a Coca-Cola, so your whole body, this is what it wants to see all the time. So when you drink a Coca-Cola that has 10 teaspoons of sugar, guess what you just did? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, watch this. Here's an illustration. You're supposed to have one. You just go drink a Coca-Cola. You drink a Coca-Cola, which has 10 teaspoons of sugar. You drink it. Here's what you just did. You went from 1 to 10. From 1 to 10. Look at that. Is that making sense? You eat a piece of bread, you went from 1 to like a quadrillion. Right? Look at that. You eat some bread on an empty stomach, that's going to do that to your blood sugar. All right? You just load up on a bunch, you just go out and you eat a whole bunch of oatmeal. Eat a whole bunch of oatmeal, you're going to load up on some blood sugar. Oatmeal by itself. You can still eat oatmeal. It's just how you eat the oatmeal. It's all about playing this game a lot better, folks. So listen, these chips are going to start coming quick and quick and quick and quick and quick. But here's the thing. When we start eating the whole Twinkies and the ding dongs and all of the Takis and all of the junk food, the diesel fuel as I call it, which we're going to talk about next, we start eating too much diesel fuel, yeah, it'll catch up to us. It'll catch up to us. Diesel fuel. Little Debbie's. All of that stuff. It will catch up to you. In this game of blood sugar Tetris. You see, this is a video game. In the game, you can press the reset button. But in real life, there is no pressing the reset button. If you're insulin resistant, your insulin is all the way up here. The insulin is like the overseer. When your insulin is out of control and it's causing your blood sugar to be out of control to the point where it's uncontrollable, there is no pressing the reset button. When they say it's time to amputate your toe, there is no pressing the reset button. There's no pressing the reset button in real life when they say it's time to take your ankle or take your leg due to too much blood sugar. Or there is no pressing the reset button on your eyesight. There is no pressing the reset button on or losing your eyesight. Or when your kidneys go, there's no pressing the reset button on that like it is in a video game. Or you pay the ultimate price, like my sister who passed away 2 years ago. She passed away in her sleep at the age of 55 years old due to complications from high blood sugar. For many, many years, she had high blood sugar, aka type 2 diabetes. Complications of diabetes. See what I mean? In game, you can press the reset button. But in life, in the real game, there is no pressing of the reset button. I'm going to teach throughout this live, throughout the rest of this live. We'll be here until noon. We'll be here for 3 more hours. We hang out for a while. Throughout the rest of this live, I'm going to teach you how to beat this game. That's going to be the whole concept of this live. How do you beat this game of blood sugar tetras? How do you make it to the high levels? How do you make it to the point where you just you beat the game and the credits are coming down? I'm going to teach you how to play this game of blood sugar tetras throughout this live. So if this is making sense to y'all folks on this game of blood sugar tetras, on the stakes of what we're playing for. This is making sense. Put a health yes in the chat. Put a health yes in the chat if this is making sense to you. Here we go. Health yes. And then I'm going to show you guys all where the challenge is. If you've gotten to the point where change is not just desired, it's downright necessary, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. All right, so let me go back and answer some of these questions. Let me see, there's a couple of questions. Less than sugar, all right. Reality starting to set in. Yep. I don't drink sodas, okay. It doesn't got to be sodas. Like I said, I named all the other stuff. Sodas are empty calories. Real quick. Yeah, so I understand that sodas will raise your blood sugar. What about the ones that have no sugar in them? They won't. We're going to talk about that next. The difference between the two fuel sources. They won't raise your blood sugar, but they are a total poison. Diet sodas, total poison. All right, they're going to make you more insulin resistant, but they're not going to raise your blood sugar. Isn't that crazy, though? What about slow release carbs, low glycemic? Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about next. The different fuel sources. We're going to talk about that next. The 2 types of fuel sources. You can still do carbohydrates, but the quality of it. Here it is. How do you join? Right here. Here's how you join. You're just joining us. Here's how you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Let me see. Trying to pull it up. Here we go. You click right up here, and then you click on my picture again. It's going to take you right here to this link. That link right there. You see that link that says Linktree. You click on that link. You go register. You click this link right here. That's the link for the quiz. Link for the quiz. Link to the masterclass right here. All of my TikTok, right under my TikTok picture right here. Profile picture. The 14-day challenge is right here. Here it is. Here's the 14-day challenge, folks. This one, you got the quiz, free. Masterclass, free. All you got to do is pay attention. This one right here, this was the only one I got to charge you for because it's real people getting real results in this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It is for people who are serious about playing this game of blood sugar tetras. If you are serious about playing that game, the real life game, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Right. What is it? It is a nutrition blueprint. It says if you follow this nutrition blueprint, same blueprint that I did. I showed you my pictures. I showed you that, I was obese, diabetes, heart disease, all of that. None of that anymore. No more diabetes, heart disease, obesity. Same blueprint that I created for myself. Then I went back to nutrition school and I figured out why that works. All I did was packaged it up and put it right here. Here it is. 14, everything I learned right here. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. All the meals there, all the recipes are there. It's $99 to join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But if you use the live discount code, SAVE20, SAVE20, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for 20% off, $79. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge where you want to be one of the best players on this game. You come join that challenge, and we're going to make sure that you get the highest score. Because there, like I said, there have been people who would lower their A1C from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days. Doctor took them off their medication. I didn't take them off. I don't have that authority to take people off their medication, but the doctor does. But when they eat the food that I tell them to eat in this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, yeah, they get taken off of their medication. Some of them do. Not everybody. I'm not saying that everybody's going to get taken off of their medication. But what I am saying is that your blood sugar will never be the same. Someone lowered their A1C 3 points. 3 points. From a, no, 2.5 points, sorry. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. There it is right there. $99 to join that challenge. It's a nutrition blueprint where I'm going to teach you how to master these fats, these proteins, and these carbohydrates. Okay? That's it. You want to join that challenge, use that discount code, SAVE20, SAVE20. What about alcohol? Alcohol is going to be no. You're going to be playing the game wrong. When you're drinking alcohol and you're suffering from type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, alcohol is going to be a no-go. If you are, alcohol is not going to be your friend. It's not going to be your friend. All right, health, yes. I had an A1C of 12 2 months ago. I've been eating very low and on metformin. Okay, well, what is it now? Tree yourself. Okay, what is it now? I need help. If you need help, if you're raising your hand, Crystal, and say you need help, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What about cinnamon as a helper? Yeah, cinnamon is going to help with making you more insulin sensitive. Yeah, cinnamon, add cinnamon. Cinnamon's great. Can you drink wine with type 2 diabetes? No, you cannot. Alcohol is not your friend. You're suffering with type 2 diabetes. Alcohol is not your friend. You're going to be playing the game of Tetris all wrong. You're going to speed up the process. The game is going to be over a lot quicker. It's a real life game. And if you start adding alcohol to the mix in this game right here, you're just speeding up the process of your chips piling up. What about alcohol? Another one about it. No, big man. It's not your friend. I'm telling you, if you suffer from insulin, it's nobody's friend. But if you suffer from insulin resistance, it's definitely not your friend. What about keto bread? I mean, keto bread, it's a better option. It's still processed at the end of the day. I like Ezekiel bread better myself. What about whole wheat bread? No whole wheat bread. That's just all marketing. It's all processed. It's all processed. Whole wheat, that's just marketing. It's to say, oh, that's whole wheat. That's a whole lot better. But if you really look at the ingredients, it's a whole lot of ingredients on there. You're like, what the hell kind of ingredient is this? That's playing the game of blood sugar Tetris. That's going to make this right here, that's going to make these go fast. These big blocks come down. Yup. What about whole wheat bread? Yeah. You really want to know about whole wheat bread? You may be talking about the other slice. Well, it's the same thing on the other slice. So if you got one slice of whole wheat bread and then you got 2 slices, doesn't really matter. Whole wheat bread is going to be whole wheat bread. It's processed at the end of the day, heavily processed bread. What was the name of the bread you said again? Ezekiel bread is a better option. They're mowing my lawn, so it's a little bit loud out there. It'll go away in a sec. Don't worry. Drink some water in the meantime. All right, folks, that looks like that was the end of the questions. A1C. Who would love to get their A1C to a 5.3? Put a me in the chat if you'd love to get your A1C to a 5.3. You'd love to get your A1C to a 5. If you're comfortable with it, put your A1C in the chat, folks. Throw your A1C in the chat if you are comfortable with it. Throw that your number in the chat. Let's see. Me. Okay. Yeah, throw it in the chat. I mean, throw your number in the chat. If you're A1C, throw your, you said me. Everybody love to get your A1C to a 5.3, 10, 7.2. Okay. 8, 7.2. 8.3, something like that. Okay, got it. 5.3 is where we want it. But we're going to have to do some work. Like, that's great to have a 5.2, 5.3. But here's where the work begins. We got to understand in this game of blood sugar Tetris, we got to understand the game that we're playing. We got to understand the chips, the pieces. So there's two categories. Unleaded versus diesel. Here's the thing. I told you, based on the foods that we eat, it will determine if you're going to be it will determine if you are going to express health, have high blood sugar, or if you're going to have a little bit lower blood sugar, if it's going to be pretty stable. Now, based on the foods that you're eating, I said that there's a lot of things that could be hurting your health. You guys remember I said that? There's a lot of things that could be hurting your health. But it's predominantly what you're eating. It's predominantly what you're eating. What are we eating most of the time? In America specifically, I'll say, here's what we're eating most of the time. We're eating what's called diesel fuel most of the time, when we should be filling up on the unleaded. So what's diesel fuel? Diesel fuel is 70%, more than 70% of the times we're filling up on this. Diesel fuel is, let's do this analogy. What would happen to your car if you pulled up to the gas station and you said, you know what? You accidentally put diesel fuel into your unleaded burning engine. What would happen to your car? Who can tell me? What would happen to your car if you pulled up to the pump and you put diesel fuel into your unleaded burning engine? What would happen, folks? The fuel that you burn, what would happen? Is intermittent fasting a way to reverse insulin resistance? It's a tool. We're going to talk about that. It is a tool. It won't run. Yep. I don't know. I've always wondered that. Who can tell me what would happen to your car if you put diesel fuel into your unleaded burning engine? Yeah, it's going to not run. That's what's going to happen. It's going to knock. It's going to be like knock. Had an old coworker of mine. His daughter took the family van out to go hang out with her friends. She's like 17 years old. She took the family van to go hang out with her friends, and she filled up at the gas station, but she used diesel fuel instead of unleaded fuel. And all of a sudden, when the car got back to the house, he told me it was just shaking like a leaf. The car was shaking like a leaf. Turns out she put diesel fuel into that unleaded burning engine. The man told me he had to spend thousands of dollars to get this car fixed. but it still didn't work correctly. After you spent thousands of dollars, it still didn't work correctly. So that's what happens when you put diesel fuel into an unleaded burning engine. So it's the same thing to the human body. Think of the human body the exact same way. When you fill up on Ho-Ho Twinkies and Ding Dongs and hot dogs and cookies and crackers and processed meats like bacon and salamis and all of that stuff, all of the oils, peanut oil, you know what I mean, vegetable oils, all of these different oils, chips, Takis, Doritos, Mountain Dew, Coca-Colas. This is all diesel fuel that you're putting into your unleaded burning engine, the human body. You're just putting straight diesel fuel into your car engine, the fuel source. And what's going to happen? Your car is going to run like crap, and your body's going to run like crap. Your blood sugar is going to run like crap. That's why your blood sugar is crap. Because we fill up on diesel fuel more than 70% of the time. Just like I was doing, just like I did. You saw my pictures. I filled up on McDonald's all day, every day. That's what I'm filling up on, McDonald's. Okay? Gummy worms. Okay, the unleaded fuel. What's unleaded fuel? Real, whole, unprocessed foods. Real, whole, unprocessed foods. Things like fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans. It's the quality of the food that you're eating, and whatever leaner sources of protein that you choose. So whether it's chicken, whether it's turkey, whether it's tofu, whether it's tempeh, whether it's steak, whether it's eggs, whether it's fish, like whatever you prefer. Just make sure it's the leaner sources, not things like bacon. Bacon's going to go in the diesel fuel category. Hot dogs are going to go into diesel fuel. But things like chicken and turkey and, the leaner sources, fish, that's going to go in the unleaded category. And your car is going to run like a champ. Here's what happens when you put unleaded fuel into an unleaded burning engine. Every week you fill up at the tank. You just go and it's just seamless every week. Every week you may have your husband go out every Sunday. He's like, my husband's so great. He goes out every Sunday and he takes my car and he fills it up. I love him. So I don't have to do it throughout the week. I love my husband. You may say something like that. Every week. It's seamless. You just fill up and you just keep on going. You go to work, this is just normal stuff. So what happens when you put when you fill up on unleaded, what do we say that was? Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, beans, and leaner sources of protein. I'm going to show you the difference between unleaded and diesel. Here's the difference between unleaded fuel and diesel fuel right here. That's the difference. I showed you earlier. It's the difference between unleaded fuel, diesel fuel right here. Takis, Doritos, McDonald's. Unleaded fuel right here. Right there. That's all I changed. Changed my fuel source. I didn't change my workouts, even though you see me in the gym. You see me in the gym. I didn't change my workouts. I was more consistent in my workouts, but I didn't change my workouts. All I did was change my damn fuel source. I changed my fuel source from the unleaded to the diesel. I mean, from the diesel to the unleaded. And as a result, no more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. All simply by changing my fuel source. Folks, you tell me if food is not, if you can't reverse insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, all that stuff with food. What? That's the most ludicrous statement I've ever heard. You can't reverse it with food? What do you mean? The food is like the major culprit. There's a couple other things, but the food is the major culprit behind your insulin resistance. The food is the major culprit behind why your A1C won't get any lower. That's the major contributor. You're just pulling up to the pump and filling up on diesel fuel instead of the unleaded that it needs. You do that just like I did. In your car, I'm telling you, your engine, I'm telling you, it'll start to run. You'll start doing a Benjamin Button. Have you ever seen Benjamin Button when he aged backwards? Yeah. This, folks, is how you play this game of blood sugar Tetris. I told you before, we're playing a game of blood sugar Tetris, aren't we? But you got to understand how the pieces work. If you're ready to stop filling up on unleaded, if you're ready to stop filling up on diesel, even what diesel fuel means, right? Look, you see that? They say you can't say this on TikTok, but we're going to try it anyway. Look at what the word diesel spells, how it's spelled, right? It's very specific on how it's spelled. Watch. D-I-E, cell. Diesel fuel, cell. It's where check it out. It's where your cells go to die. When you eat and when you fill up on diesel fuel, that's literally what it means. It's where your cells go to die. That's why people lose. That's why people check out of here. That's why their engine clunks out like, maybe 15, 20 years too soon. That's why your engine's like real clunky all the time, because you're filling up on diesel fuel and it's just like real clunky. Just like it's knocking. Like, why is it knocking? You try to go put some gas treatment in there. You're gonna stop in here and get you some STP gas treatment and put it in there. Some octane booster, maybe, to help. But it still doesn't help. The octane booster doesn't help. So that's it, folks. Don't fill up on diesel fuel. Just fill up on unleaded fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, and legumes, leaner sources of protein. And I'm telling you, you'll get your health back. You'll get your blood sugar back to where it needs to be. Now, if you need help with getting your blood sugar back to where it needs to be, you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It is a proven blueprint, the same blueprint that I use, that says if you follow this blueprint, nutrition blueprint, talking about fuel sources right here, the source of your energy, the source of your blood sugar, your fuel source. If you need help with that, you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you tried everything and nothing has worked, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge and prove yourself wrong. If your body's been begging for a reset, you should listen to it. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's $99 you join that 14-day challenge. But if you use the discount code SAVE20, SAVE20, that is a live discount code. Use that discount code. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79 you join that challenge. Right? So if this is making sense to y'all folks, I want to make sure this is making sense. This is making sense. Put health yes in the chat. Health yes in the chat. If this is making sense to y'all. And then let me show y'all where that challenge is. Also, go take the quiz. There's that link. There's a link in my description where the quiz is. Click this link, take the quiz. Right here. Click this link, take the quiz. Right here on my TikTok profile picture, right here. Right under my profile picture on TikTok. Boom. There's the quiz. There's the masterclass. Click that, you click this link, there's the masterclass. And then you click this link, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Like I said, everything is free on the page. The quiz is free. The masterclass is free. Or you got to pay us attention. But if you're ready, but for my folks who are ready for serious change, the reason I got to charge you for the challenge is because it's real people getting real results. And I want you to take it seriously. If I give it to you for free and it gets hard, you ain't gonna take it seriously because I gave it to you for free. You ain't gonna value it. I promise you, you're not. Okay? In your hands, this right here, this reset in your hands is what is that is the key to unlock your insulin. Insulin is jammed right now because we got too much diesel fuel piled up. Got to knock it off. Okay? If you're ready for change, if you're ready to switch your fuel source from the diesel to the unleaded, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? It is a blueprint. 14-day blueprint. You follow this blueprint, like 300 people have joined this 14-day challenge. Been people getting amazing results. Taking their A1C from an 8 to a 6. Getting off the blood sugar roller coaster. From a 400, someone took it down to a 150. From a 285 down to an 88. 280 or 286, I think she said. 286 at the start of the challenge, down to an 88 after the challenge. A1C went from a what'd you say, Lisa? 10.7 to an 8.3 or 10.8, 10.3 to 8, 2.5 points. 10.8 to an 8.3. That's what it was. 2.5 points in 14 days. If you are ready, if you say, yeah, listen, I've been playing around with this thing too long. I've been playing this game of blood sugar Tetris too long. I've been eating too much diesel fuel, and I'm ready to switch my fuel source to the right fuel source and get off of this blood sugar roller coaster for real. If that's you, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. All the help, everything that you need is right there. That is the challenge, folks. If you want to join that challenge, it's $99, but you use that discount code, SAVE20, SAVE20, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for 20% off. $79, live discount code. Use that code, folks. Promise you, you're going to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster. You're going to start to play this game of Tetris a whole lot better. You're going to get on the high levels of Tetris. Health, yes, in the chat. Okay, straight facts. All right, appreciate that. True facts, I appreciate that. Health, yes, in the chat. All right. Questions. Thank you. Love you so much too. Thank you for the love you so much. Questions. Who's got any questions? Or you know what we can do? Y'all don't have any questions. Let's start playing a little game. You guys name out the food. Y'all name out the food, and I'm going to tell you if it goes in the unleaded category or if it goes into the diesel category. Y'all name out the food. Start naming out some foods. Let's see what we got. Start naming out some foods, folks. I'm going to tell you which category does it go in. Does it go in the, okay, cheese. Cheese is going to go in the diesel category. Kale is going to go in the unleaded category. This is a fun game. This is a new game we just played. I just created this game. Diesel or unleaded fuel, right? What we got? Oh, we said cheese. And we got kale. Let's see if I can do this better. Name out some more foods. All right. I had a 14.3. I had a 14.3 A1C when diagnosed. Whoo, yeah, that's pretty real. That's pretty high. 14.3. We haven't talked about A1C yet, but that's in the danger zone. All right. Milk is going to go into milk's going to go into diesel fuel. All right. Broccoli, eggs is going to go over here. All right. Broccoli over here. And unleaded. Broccoli, eggs, we said that one. Any other peas are going to go over here. Unleaded. My diabetes more than 6.4. How you doing? Cabbage, right over here. Cabbage. Corn. Corn can gotta be either one. Corn can kind of be, but for the sake of this one, we're gonna go over here because there's a lot of ultra processed corn. You know what I mean? So we'll put it over here, unleaded. Tomatoes. Okay. Corn, tomatoes, chickpeas. Right over here. Oh, that's unleaded. What else? Asparagus, right over here. Asparagus. Okay, right over there, unleaded. Drink clove, hibiscus, cinnamon, and rabbit baz. Yogurt, 0 sugar. Right over here. It's going to go in the diesel fuel category. And then we'll get to the whys after that. We'll go over it because I'm pretty sure y'all going to be like, what? Why does it go there? Brussels sprouts over here. Even though I cannot stand Brussels sprouts because I can't stand the taste. But it's going to go in the unleaded category. Brussels sprouts, beans, definitely unleaded. James, coffee can go in the unleaded category. It's the stuff that you put in the coffee. That's the bad. It's the stuff that you put in the coffee that's in the diesel fuel category. Blueberries, strawberries, yup. All berries, yup. Grapes. So here's the thing about it. Now we start getting into the gray area with the bananas and the grapes. Bananas and grapes are great, but here's what I want you to think about bananas and grapes. I want you to think about that all fruit, by the way. I want you to think of them as a dessert. Think of them as a dessert. You can have fruit, but just think of it. Anytime you think about dessert, you think of fruit. When I think of fruit, I think of dessert. When I think of dessert, I think of fruit. So anytime you would eat a dessert, it's the same time you would eat fruit. Think of it that way. Real foods, unleaded, and man-made diesel. That's exactly, I said, that's it right there. Sweet Gemini, real foods is unleaded. That's it. Real, whole, unprocessed foods is unleaded. And man-made stuff is the diesel fuel. All right. 0 coffee creamer is going to go in the right over here. Diesel. Okay. The 0 calorie. All right. Chicken. All right. That's going to go over here. Did we already say no? We didn't say chicken. I'm surprised nobody named that yet. All right. It's all about portion control. Okay. Kiwis. Okay, great. That's gonna go over here. Unleaded. Beef. You can put beef over here. Pork. I'm gonna leave that one out. I'm gonna put that in the unleaded category. I mean, I'm gonna put that in the diesel fuel. You put the pork over in the diesel fuel. I go in diesel fuel. Heavy creamer for coffee is going to go. Oh, that's over here. We already got that one. Creamer. Oh, we said heavy creamer. Somebody said 0 calorie. Heavy cream. That's gonna go there. Salmon. Okay. Now y'all naming some stuff. I'm surprised that wasn't up there earlier. Salmon. Okay. Steak. We said that. Yeah, that's steak. That's beef. Okay. Salmon. Sushi. Sushi. That's a good one. That's a good one. It's not necessarily the sushi itself, but it's what they wrap it in. All of the rice and all of that stuff. Whoo, now that's gonna hit your blood sugar high. Okay. Yeah. So sushi, that's kind of like, yeah. When we're talking about blood sugar, if we're talking blood sugar, sushi, we're gonna put it over here. That's a good one. That's a good one. If we're just talking about blood sugar, falafels, that's gonna go over here to falafel. Those are just chickpeas, so okay, good. Peanut butter in moderation works best for me. Peanut butter, okay. Peanut butter, okay. Sourdough bread, sourdough bread is going to go over there. Sourdough included. Well, can you eat some bread? Yeah, you eat some bread every once in a while. Like I eat bread every once in a while. I probably eat bread like maybe a couple times a month. When I eat bread. That's about it. Is any fish good? Yeah, we talked about fish. Fish, we got salmon over here. So yeah. Yep. Liver. You brought me back to my childhood then with the liver and onions. But I just made my but okay, you want to put that goes in the beef category. We'll put it over there. Brown rice. Brown rice is going to go over here. We're running out of space because there's a lot of food out there, right? There's only 2 categories. Whatever food you name is going to go in one of these 2 categories. What's up, Netta? It's going to go in one of these 2 categories. Seeds is going to go over here. Trying to separate them. Seeds, yep. Unleaded. There's a lot of stuff. Y'all not naming too many diesel fuel stuff. What else? Give me some of the diesel fuel. What are the diesel fuel things? Give me some more of that. Jam, string beans. String beans are going to go into unleaded. Oh, avocado. Nobody said that. That's a good one. Avocado. Avocado is going to go in the unleaded category. Rice. We already got rice up there. We got rice over here. Tofu is going to go over. That's a good one. Tofu is going to go over here in the unleaded. I love liver. You are a special person, A. Lucas. Potatoes, that's a good one. Potatoes can go over here. Potatoes. Probably missed an E on that, but yeah, potatoes. What else? Watermelon. Remember what we said about fruit, though. Think of it as a dessert. Pasta. Pasta can be okay, depending on the type of pasta that you get. So we'll put pasta over here, though. There is rules to this game. We haven't dove into the rules yet, but I'm putting like an asterisk on these, like rice and pasta. Yeah, they're in the unleaded category, but they've got asterisks on them, right? They got those two have asterisks. Those are starchy. Everything else is non-starchy. Okay, but those go in the category too. Which one is good? Which one is good at what? Which one is good on these two fuel sources? The unleaded side is the good side. The diesel fuel, those are the bad guys. You don't want the diesel fuel. Veggie pizza, diesel fuel. Veggie pizza, unless it's a true veggie pizza. If you say yeah, veggie pizza. If you use cauliflower crust, then yeah, we'll be okay with that. If you do a cauliflower crust, that is a true that's a true veggie pizza. But now if we start talking about the bread, the regular dough and all that stuff, no. We're just gonna raise our, but we're just putting vegetables on top of some diesel fuel over here. So no. Pita bread. I don't know. Pita bread. Oh, pita bread. Pita bread. No, it's gonna go over here, right here. Same thing. Got bread right over here. Doesn't matter the kind of bread. But I'm gonna put veggie pizza over, and then I'm gonna go back to the veggie pizza. We're talking breads and stuff. Bread. If you're using bread on this veggie pizza, that's not good. It's going to go in the diesel category. Now, if you take that same veggie pizza and use that cauliflower crust, like I said, you can put it over here in the unleaded category. Thank you kindly. Potatoes is a starch, belongs in diesel fuel. Well, like I said before. So we got, let me put an asterisk over here as well. Thank you for saying that. It's going to go in the unleaded category, but you got to be careful on how you eat these things, especially if you're suffering from insulin resistance. That's what we're going to dive into next. Walnuts, lentils. Lentils go over here in the beans category. Lentils. Walnuts go over here. Those are nuts. And oatmeal. Oh, oatmeal. Oatmeal is another one. Look. Oatmeal is another one that's I'm going to put it in the diesel category, but I'm going to put another asterisk. I'm going to put an asterisk on. I got an asterisk on that. You guys noticing the trend? Oatmeal, asterisk. Pasta, asterisk. Brown rice, asterisk. Potatoes, asterisk. Taking notes. There you go. Jelly, chips, candy, donut, cakes, cookies, processed foods. That is all the diesel fuel category. Thank you. That I can fill up on that one. That's jelly. What'd you say else? Chips. Yeah, there you go. Give me the diesel fuel stuff, folks. Chips, donuts. That's a good one. Donuts, cookies, processed, and yeah, all the cookies. Cassava, that's a plant right over here, so that's gonna go over here. I'm running out of space. Yeah. Okay, thank you. You're quite welcome. Good information. You're quite welcome. Shrimp is diesel, right? Well, they call shrimp a cockroach of the sea, but as far as your blood sugar is concerned, it's okay. It's great for your blood sugar. But they do call it the cockroach of the sea. But that has nothing of the ocean. But that has nothing to do with the blood sugar. You know, feel me? You feel what I'm saying? Chickpea pasta. Oh, that's a good one. Chickpea pasta. I'm gonna put that in the pasta category. How can I join? You join right here. here's where you join that challenge. If you're talking about that challenge, where you're ready to play this game of learning the difference between unleaded and these are a lot of stuff. We're going to go over this stuff. We're pretty much filled up right now. Here's where the challenge is, folks. Here's for my folks who say, yeah, I'm ready to challenge myself. I'm ready to step outside of my comfort zone. I got to pay attention to my health now or regret it later. I'm going to pay attention to my health now so I don't regret it later. Here it is, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You click this link right here. Look at that link. You click that link. It says Linktree. You click that link under my TikTok profile picture. There's the quiz. There's the masterclass. Absolutely free. Both free. But for my folks who are ready for serious change, for my folks who said, you know what, Kelley, I know we're talking about unleaded and diesel and all that stuff. I want to be educated on what's really hurting my body and what's not. I want to get my blood sugar stable. If you want to do that, if that's you, because we know the consequences of this game of putting diesel fuel into your unleaded burning engine. $99, you join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Where? If you are suffering from insulin resistance, high blood sugar, you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you're feeling trapped in your own body, then the 14-day challenge is your way out. 14 days, it is a blueprint. Many people have taken, 300 people have joined this challenge. It is a challenge. It is designed to get you outside of your comfort zone. That's what it's designed. I built something to get you outside of your comfort zone for 2 weeks. You start switching your fuel source for 2 weeks, and your A1C, your blood sugar, all of that stuff will improve in just 2 weeks. People are taking their A1C from an 8 to a 6, from a 9.5 to a 6.5. You know what I mean? From a 400 blood sugar to a under 100 in this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It is a nutrition blueprint. Because we talked about, a lot of people don't know what categories we can still name a whole bunch of more stuff. If you're confused about what diesel fuel versus unleaded fuel is, you need help with your nutrition, because that's all it is. It's the reason that you have high blood sugar. It's predominantly from your nutrition, from the food that you've been eating. You join this 14-day challenge, we're going to clean all of that up. It's $99 to join that challenge. But if you use the live discount code, SAVE20, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where I promise you, your life, your blood sugar will never be the same again. You will get yourself off of that blood sugar roller coaster. Use that live discount code. If you say you need help, a lot of people say that they need help. If you need help, you should join that challenge. Where is it? Linked in my bio. That's where it is. Under my TikTok profile picture. That's where it is. So let's see. Y'all still naming more stuff. All right. How can I join? That's what's it right there. Sweet potato. Sweet potato is going to go right over here in the unleaded category. That's a potato. Potatoes are great. Keep it simple. Yeah. All right. If pre-diabetic or diabetic, which side should I be looking in and at work trying to listen in? If you are a pre-diabetic, you should be paying attention to both categories, but you should be focusing on the unleaded category, getting rid of the diesel fuel. Okay, get the diesel fuel out of your life. Keto is out there. I don't recommend keto. If keto works for you, fantastic, but I don't recommend it. All right, I recommend the clean eating plate. I recommend the 50-25-25 rule. Unleaded or diesel. Yeah, pistachios are going to go over here. Unleaded, those are nuts. Almonds, nuts. Cheese. Talked about cheese was the very first one over here. Diesel fuel. So Thanksgiving meal is definitely diesel if you're eating at grandma's house. Yeah, you eating at grandma's house. You eating hog maws and neck bones and cornbread. Yeah. Patty pie, sweet potato pie. Yeah. You eating diesel fuel. I know it's good, but it ain't good for you. Your taste buds love diesel fuel. They love it. Your taste buds go Crazy for diesel. Here we go. Back to it. Chocolate. It depends on the type of chocolate. Depends on the type of chocolate. Now, if you're talking about milk chocolate, no. Diesel fuel. Milk chocolate goes in the diesel fuel category. Now, dark chocolate goes in the unleaded category. You see, there's two different types of chocolates. Two different types. Dark chocolate's great. Milk chocolate is not. You got to know the difference. I'm telling you, we're playing a game of Tetris, folks. Remember that game we played in the beginning, Tetris? Blood sugar Tetris? You got to know the difference. You got to know how to play this game of blood sugar Tetris. I told you the whole rest of the live was going to be about how to play this game of blood sugar Tetris. And understanding the difference between diesel fuel versus unleaded fuel is very, very, you need to know this to play this game. Stevia, okay. All right, let's go. Let's go. All right. Oh, now you guys are getting into the good ones now. I'm getting excited. Chex Mix. Yeah. We're gonna run out of space, folks. Chex Mix is gonna go over here with the chips. I'm just gonna say that. Gonna go with the chips. We talked about Thanksgiving. Ice cream is gonna go over here. Ice cream. It's gonna go over here as well. Diesel fuel. Ice cream, banana nut bread, diesel fuel. Banana nut bread, diesel fuel. Stevia, unleaded, right over here. Stevia. Here's the three sweeteners. We talk about sweeteners. Thank you for saying that. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those are the three. If it ain't stevia, if it ain't monk fruit, it ain't allulose, put it back on the shelf, folks. Put it back on the shelf. Here's the thing. Here's how you can tell. You guys want to know how you can tell if a food is unleaded or diesel? Here's the thing that you can do. Just think of it like this. If your grandmother wouldn't eat it, if your grandmother wouldn't recognize it, sorry, if your grandma wouldn't recognize it. I know we got someone on the live, their name's Grandma. If your grandma wouldn't recognize it, then put it back on the shelf. If your grandma wouldn't recognize that food, put it back on the shelf. What's an alternative for bread? Not just saying that you can't have bread, it's just you reduce it dramatically. But if you want to do, if you're talking about a pizza, you can do a cauliflower crust, for instance, instead of the regular crust. Cauliflower crust. It's a much better option. I'm plant-based vegan for life. I lost 130 pounds and off all my medication. That's it. You ate a lot of plants. You ate a lot of plants, which go over here in the unleaded category. You eat a lot of plants. Sorry, I forgot about vegan cheese. Is that okay? It's okay. It's still not, it's terrible. I mean, it's not like, it's not a health food. Let me put it that way. It's not a health food. I'll have a little vegan cheese every once in a while. Am I eating it every day? No. Is it a health food? No, it's not a health food. It's an alternative, but it's not a health food. What's the 50-25-25 rule? That's the clean eating plate. That's the clean eating plate. 50. What's the 50-25-25 rule? It goes into play. That's it. Now you start going deep into it. We start talking about the clean eating plate. This is the clean eating plate, folks. You see that? 50-25-25 means 50% of your plate is non-starchy veggies. 50% of your plate non-starchy veggies. 25% proteins and fats. 25% carbohydrates. These over here on this side. All right, let's get into it, folks. Give me some more stuff. We'll come back to the 50-25-25 rule. That's another, we do that on different lives. Like I do different topics on different days. Like That's 50-25-25 rule. That's different. It's a whole, we start getting deep into it. Dang, no ice cream. Oh. Just like I was saying, folks, if you are in the red, here's the thing. If you're in the red, and if you want to get your health back, you got to stay away from much of the diesel fuel as much as you possibly can. Do you have to be perfect? No, I'm not saying you got to be perfect. The human body is way more resilient than that car I talked about. If you put a little bit of diesel fuel, into a car, it's going to crash out. Even like 10%, it's going to crash out. But here's the thing. On the human body, do you have to be perfect? You don't have to eat unleaded all day, every day. Like, unleaded all day, every day. Predominantly, that's what you should be eating. This is clean, whole, unprocessed foods right here. You eat this predominantly, like 90% of the time. It's called the 90-10 rule. I got a lot of rules, folks. It's called the 90-10 rule. The ratio between diesel to unleaded. If you do 90% diesel, I'll make a deal with you. You asked about ice cream, all about the vegan cheese and everything. I'll make a deal with you. You can have some of the stuff that we called out over here. You can have some of this stuff that we called out over here. As long as you do it no more than 10% of the time. No more than 10% of the time. 10% or less. Do we have a deal? Put deal if you got deal in the chat. If we got deal, put a deal. Put a deal. Okay, if we got a deal, if that's a deal, you put deal in the chat. If you fill up on unleaded 90% of the time, you do diesel fuel 10. Let's see if we got any deals. Okay, one deal. All right, deal. But honestly, I've been staying away from it for the past 3 months. Yeah, that's amazing. Preferably, you go all the way in. Preferably. Thank you, Kelley, for really helping us and keeping it real. We really appreciate it. I salute you, Netta. I eat strawberries and blueberries every day. Is the sugar content something to worry about? If you're eating it, not yes and no. We got berries over here in the fruit, but remember, we're eating fruit as a dessert. If you're just eating fruit just for the heck of it, yeah, it's going to be a problem. But if you're eating fruit strategically, yeah, great. We talk about strategy later, but yeah, great. I eat strawberries every day. I go back to the doctor tomorrow. Okay, have you changed anything, Shirley? You excited? You praying? I see. You changed anything? What did you change? Did you do anything differently? Let's just say the past, I don't know, month or so. No, you said 3 months, right? No, you did say 3 months, didn't you? No, you did say that. Yeah. Past 3 months. Yeah. I got you, Shirley. I remember you said that. Yeah. You go back to the doctor tomorrow and you changed over the past 3 months. So I know you're going to get a great results. I feel it in my bones, Shirley. Feel it in my bones. What do you drink instead of the 2% milk? Well, here's the thing. I don't drink milk at all. But here's what I say. You want to make sure that you get, you can do some alternatives like coconut milk or almond milk or, any kind of nut milk. But you want to make sure, you know what you can do, folks? You can use this app. It's called Yuka. You use that app, Yuka, and it's going to basically tell you which category that the food goes in. It's going to give you a score. You use that app, Yuka. It's going to give you that score. And it's going to tell you if this is diesel fuel or the unleaded fuel. Like, for instance, when you go and you scan, like people didn't name it, but we got to put on some more stuff over here. Bacon. Nobody said anything about bacon. Okay, so bacon's going to go over here. Y'all missed out. Y'all missed some categories, man. Y'all missed a lot of categories. Bacon, people may say boudin, sausages, pepperonis. These are all going to go, these are processed meats. These are all going to go into the diesel fuel category. Turkey bacon is going to go in the diesel fuel category. Doesn't matter what kind of bacon it is, it's going to go in the diesel fuel category. You scan the back of a bacon, you use yuca. You use this yuca when you go to the store and you scan some bacon. You're going to see what the score is. It's going to be like a 5. Out of 100, it'll get a 5. Bacon. What about turkey bacon? Got that one. Yes, almond. Eat all water-based foods. That's amazing. Yeah, eat your water. Eat your water. That's a good one. Ooh, eat your water. It's a lot of water. That's where you get all the water from over here. What about high sugar content and almond milk? Is it still better than cow's milk? Again, you use this Yuka app. There's going to be a whole bunch of different almond milks out there. You use that Yuka app and you determine which one. You scan all of them. You determine which one is the best almond milk. Which one is the best coconut milk. Which one is the best, pistachio milk. Whatever kind of milk it is. But real milk, that dairy and cheese, no, I don't recommend real milk. Real milk. If you want to know more about real milk, dairy, you want to watch this lecture called Utterly Amazing. Utterly Amazing. And you will be utterly amazed. Let's see here. What about the Beyond Meat and Impossible alternative? Good one. Nobody said that one too. Diesel. C-Mills, diesel fuel category. That's where Beyond. You want to know why it's called Beyond Impossible? It's because it's beyond how it's supposed to taste. It's impossible for it to taste so good. It's impossible for this thing to taste like a hamburger. That's why they called it that. Marketing. It's one hell of a thing. What about cottage cheese? Cheese right over here. Diesel fuel category. Oat milk. Oat milk is going to go in the diesel fuel category. Thank you for saying that. Oat milk. There's different types of milk. We talked about, even though it's a plant milk, doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good milk. Oat milk, if you have high blood sugar, is going to go into the diesel fuel category. So when they say if you want oat milk or almond milk, always choose the almond milk. Doesn't matter if the oat milk is unsweetened or not. Don't do oat milk. Don't do it. Oat milk, graham crackers. Have a great day, friends. Peace. Which Greek yogurt will you recommend with chia seeds? No, I don't recommend. Yogurt's going to go over here. Okay, yogurt's going to go over here. Chia seeds are going to go over here. Unleaded. Yogurt, diesel. Cottage cheese. Almond milk. Appreciate that, Navy. What about gammon? Gammon? I don't know what that is. Thought yogurt was good. Yeah, a lot of people do think yogurt's good, but yogurt's going to go in the diesel fuel category because that's dairy. What is a carb tolerance? Your carb load? How many carbs can your body handle versus someone else? I could eat the same thing that you eat. My blood sugar goes through the damn roof. You eat the same thing. Your blood sugar may raise, but it ain't gonna go through the roof. It's because you got more. You can handle more of a carb load or carb tolerance. I missed it. I need the full breakdown. Again, the full breakdown is this. You are struggling with insulin resistance. You are struggling with high blood sugar. Number one, share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with that condition. Number two, bebop that screen. And right now, bebop that screen. Bebop that screen and share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition. But if you have gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, listen, I've been struggling with high blood sugar. My A1C won't drop by itself no matter what I did, no matter what I do. I can't get it to drop. right? I don't know what to eat. I do know what to eat, but I choose not to do it. I want to be, why? Because I want to stay in. Folks, here's the thing. When it comes to type 2 diabetes, when it comes to insulin resistance, it is a totally reversible condition. Just like I reversed it, same way that you're going to reverse it, folks. If you are ready for change, you've gotten to the point, like I said, where change isn't just desired, then you should join that 14-day, it isn't just desired, it's necessary. Then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Where? If you're confused on all this stuff, like all this stuff I just talked about, people don't know what category which goes in. There's a lot of stuff like what goes in this category, which category? I don't know. It's an overwhelm, isn't it? It's overwhelmed. You're like, oh man, I thought that this was this. Oh man, what about this? Oh man, oh. No wonder my blood sugar is out of control. Because I've been eating diesel fuel the whole time thinking that it was unleaded. If you've been confused by that for many, many years, and you want to get your blood sugar back to where it needs to be, and you want to get your blood sugar running to like a well-oiled machine, like it should, once again, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It is $99 to join that challenge. But if you use that live discount code, SAVE20, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where we're going to clean this whole process up. We're just going to streamline it. We're just going to take all the guesswork out of it. And we're going to streamline it, because I know this is a lot. We're going to streamline it. It's a blueprint. You join that 14-day challenge. You take this blueprint and you apply it to your everyday life. You will get yourself off of the blood sugar roller coaster. You will start to win the game of blood sugar Tetris. Like we talked about in the beginning. Blood sugar Tetris. Remember that? If you were here from the beginning, we played a game. How do you join the challenge? Here's how you join the challenge. You join the challenge here. You click right on here. You click here, and then you click on my picture again. And it's going to take you. There's a lot of stuff y'all are still calling out. It's going to take you here. Like, click right up here. Click on my picture again. It's going to take you to this link. It says Linktree, right? Click that link that says Linktree. And then you click right here. There's a quiz masterclass. But if you click this link, this is the 14-day challenge right here. This is the 14-day challenge right here. If you're ready to take control of your blood sugar, if you say change is not just desire, I've been struggling with this condition for way too long. I'm confused on what I'm supposed to eat. I thought that this was good. Maybe that's not good. I don't know. If you need help with that, you should jump on board on this blueprint, which 300 people have done. People have gotten amazing results. Some people have even been taken off their medication by their doctor. I can't prescribe you or take you off your medication, but I can tell you the difference between unleaded and diesel fuel. I can change that, show you how to do that. You do that, your blood sugar stable. The proof's in the pudding. The social proof's in the pudding, folks. Folks come on here every day and tell their story about their experience in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. 14 days, you get to hang out with me. We'll hang out together. I will be your personal tour guide. I will be the captain. You ever seen that movie, Captain Phillips? Who's ever seen Captain Phillips? Put a me in the chat if you've ever seen Captain Phillips with Tom Hanks. And in that movie, he's on a Group 3 merchant out in the middle of the ocean. And some pirates come, some bad guys, and they come and they take over the ship. And when they finally make it to the bridge is the top of the ship where the captain hangs out. The bad guys come in and says, you know what? I'm the captain now. I'm the captain now. I'm going to be the captain of your ship for 14 days. People say they can't see the board. Here it is. I'm going to see if I can turn my light off. so you can see it, so you can screenshot it. Let me see. Okay, maybe that's better. Let me see. Maybe that's better. See if you can screenshot that. Let's see. I don't know if that's better. Probably not. But there it is. Screenshot that, folks. Diesel fuel, unleaded fuel. There's a whole bunch of stuff we can name, man. There's a lot of food out in there in the world. But anything that you eat is going to go in one of those two categories, diesel and unleaded. All right, hope y'all got that. All right, how long does it take? How long does it take to reverse, and how long do you know? How do you know it's gone? Well, it takes altogether. It takes about 3 to 4 months. To see the overall picture, it takes about 3 to 4 months. But within 2 weeks, like if you hang out with me on this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, within 2 weeks, let me sit down. We got to talk to the folks. Time for me to talk to the people. Within 2 weeks, people have put in a huge dent in their total A1C. 14 days. It takes 3 to 4 months to see the entire picture, but in 14 days, you're going to get yourself off of the blood sugar roller coaster. The highs. You ever wake up in the morning, your blood sugar's high, low. You're just always on a roller coaster. You never tell what's going on. Why is it high? Why is it high? You feel like trash. That's what we're going to get you off of. We're going to get you to feeling better 14 days. In less than 14 days, we're going to get you feeling better, but we're going to get you some amazing results if you show up and do the work. Here's the thing. Here's how I can tell it. Here's how we can guarantee you get some amazing results. Is if you show up, you do the work, and you do it again the next day, you'll get some amazing results on that 14-day challenge. But you got to show up and you got to do the work. Good morning. What about rice cakes? Rice cakes are going to go in the diesel fuel category. What's the discount code? Discount code is SAVE20. SAVE20 is the discount code. If you want to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, use that discount code, SAVE20. You join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you're serious about change, if you've gotten to the point where every doctor feels like bad news on a repeat, then break the cycle and join that 14-day challenge. Break that cycle. What about rice cakes? Yeah, rice cakes are going to go over here. They're going to go over in the diesel fuel category. Watermelon. It's going to go in the, here's how you, watermelon, we got to get, here's the thing about fruit, folks. You want to never eat fruit naked. Don't eat naked fruit. I know I'm giving terms that this is not medical terms that I'm giving y'all, like nutrition terms that I'm giving y'all. Okay. But when it comes to fruit, you want to eat your fruit with some clothing. Don't eat naked fruit. So never wake up in the morning and just eat a banana or eat some ice cream. I mean, not fruit. Never wake up in the morning, even blueberries, right? Don't eat that on the empty stomach. That's called naked. Don't eat naked fruit. Those are just carbohydrates. It's just going to raise your blood sugar. But here's the thing. You can eat your fruit if you eat it as a dessert or if you pair it with a healthy protein or a fat. A protein or a fat, things like chicken, right? Things like tofu, things like tempeh. These are healthy fats. These are healthy fats. Or protein, chicken breast, whatever. Basically, you want to eat that. You want to have some coating in your stomach before you start eating, watermelon. Following you. I just joined, so I miss what's the unleaded and diesel fuel about. Those are the two different types of fuel sources. We're talking about a game of blood sugar Tetris. We're playing a game of blood. We're playing around with our blood sugar and trying to get it balanced based on the fuel that you fill up with, whether it's diesel fuel. This is diesel fuel. And then this is unleaded fuel. Based on what you choose to fill up with, that is going to determine how your engine, aka you, your body performs. Especially when we're talking about blood sugar. Tell yourself you're worth it and join the challenge. Shout out to you, A. Lucas. A. Lucas is in the challenge. A. Lucas is in the challenge. Shout out to you. What day? I think, did you start yet or are you getting ready to start? I think you started a couple of days ago. I think that's what you said, right? Corn, like I said, corn is going to go, corn can go over here in the unleaded category, but it does have an asterisk on it, right? It does have an asterisk. Those are starchy. Those are starchy. So the starchy ones has the asterisks on it. You see the little dots? Those are asterisks. That means that it has the potential to raise your blood sugar if you eat it by itself. We're talking about eating naked carbs, naked fruit. Don't eat naked carbs either. Don't eat corn. Just don't go eat a big bucket of corn by itself, or a big bucket of rice by itself. Just wake up in the morning and eat a big bucket of rice. Right? What's wrong with pork? Hey, if you eat pork, it's totally up to you. I don't recommend it. I'm just saying if you eat it, that's your prerogative. Okay. Yeah, pork is pretty serious. Where do you go to join the challenge? You click that link in my description right here. You click right up here and you click on my picture again. That's where you got to click. You got to keep on clicking. Click here. Click that picture, my picture again, and then you're going to come to a link in my TikTok profile, under my TikTok profile picture. Under my TikTok profile picture, we're going to come here. Here it is. You can see that link, says Linktree. Boom. You hit that link. And then here is the link to the challenge right here. That orange one right there. That is the link to the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you're ready to take control of that blood sugar, like I said earlier, if that's you, if today's the day, don't just say, you know what, one day. Don't just keep saying one day. Like one day I'm gonna get my blood sugar right. One day I'm gonna lose the weight. One day. Well, let that one day be 2 days. Make that 2 days, not 1 day, 2 days. 2 days the day. When you said today, I'm taking a chance on myself. My health is worth it. You know what? I'm worth it. Many people have joined this challenge. 300 people have joined this challenge. If they can do it, why the hell can't I do it? They can get amazing results. Why the hell can't I do it? They're human just like I am, right? You've seen the stories. Kelley did it. Hell, you've seen Kelley's story. Hell, look, you've seen Kelley did it. Look, Kelley did it. If he can do it, why the hell can't I do it? If he can do it, why the hell can't I do it? If he can reverse diabetes, type 2 diabetes, if he can reverse heart disease, if he can reverse, what else was he? Obese. That was me, by the way, when I say Kelley. I'm speaking to myself in third person. That's me. The pictures I showed you, that was me, by the way, about 5 years ago. See, the only reason that I did that is because I had enough reasons. If you've got enough reasons, you can do the most incredible things. If you've got enough reasons, you can do the most incredible things. For my people who have got enough reasons, if you've got enough reasons, you can do the most incredible things. I'm telling you. Those are the people who are joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code, SAVE20. SAVE20. Use that discount code, folks. So here we go. Any questions? Any other questions? Now, there's a lot of stuff that we named. Told you. But if you need help with, there's a lot of stuff. It's still a lot. It's still a lot. We named a lot of stuff, but trust me, there's way more food out there. There's way more things to eat, and you got to know which category it goes in. You got to know. You just joined. What did you join? You just joined the live, Lindsay. Yeah, Lindsay. How's everything going in the UK? Shout out to you in the UK. Did you just join the challenge? Right? Or you just joined the live? Which one did you do? I think you just joined the live. Shout out to you. Let me see. Let's increase the stakes. You're out of control. Okay. On a regular day, what to eat for breakfast? Good question. Good question. Savory breakfast. Savory breakfast. What's a savory breakfast? Here's a savory breakfast right here. Here's a savory breakfast. Yeah, shout out to you. Yeah, you did join the challenge. Shout out to you. Shout out to you joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I promise. Thank you for taking it. You're going to thank yourself. And don't thank me. You're going to take yourself. Lindsay. Shout out to you in the UK, Lindsay. See, even in the UK, you can join. As long as you got the internet, there's no excuses, folks. As long as you've got the internet and it's 2025, no matter what country you live in, I'm pretty sure you've got the internet. You can join the challenge. If you've got the internet, you can join that challenge. If you're suffering from pre-diabetes and all that stuff, you can join that challenge. I thought I was following you. Oh, man. What happened? I see creamer on the list. How about sugar-free creamer? That's a good one. Sugar-free creamer is going to go in the diesel fuel category. Diesel fuel. Okay? That's artificial stuff. Anytime you see sugar-free, that's artificial. That's artificial. No, diesel fuel. Just join the live. We're talking about diesel fuel versus unleaded. Does the challenge tell you about does the challenge tell you what it consists of? Does it tell you what it consists of? Yeah, well, yeah, when you join the challenge, it'll tell you exactly what it consists of. But I can tell you what it consists of. It consists of eating a whole lot of that. But we're just going to change the order in which we eat it. All we're doing is eating in the challenge, folks. This is all we're doing. We ain't doing anything fancy. We're just eating this stuff over here. We're cutting out all of this stuff. For 14 days, we're cutting out all the diesel fuel. And we're just going to focus on clean, unprocessed fuel sources, right? We're going to focus on this fuel source. That's what we're doing in the challenge. Because most of the time in real life, we ain't focusing on, we're focusing on that category. 70% of the population, more than 70% of the population focuses on the diesel fuel category. What happens next? You should have got a text message. You're in the UK. Did it go to you? But check your email, Lindsay. You check your email. Check your email. You should have 2 emails from me. If not, do a search. It's probably went to the junk. May have gone to the junk. But it's there. Trust me. You're quite welcome. So how do you join? You click that link in my description. Click here. Click on my picture again. Let me see. It's a couple questions. Once I sign up, what would happen next? Do you send anything by email? Yeah, email. Email is where it comes. You're going to get a text message immediately, and then you're immediately going to get 2 emails that says, hey, welcome to the challenge. Go create a new password and join the portal. Go to your challenge portal. That's where you start. As soon as you go in and set up your new password, log in, you're inside of the challenge portal. Then you go to work. That's how easy it is. That's how easy it is. But you want to join that challenge, use that discount code, that live discount code, SAVE20, which someone just did, right? Someone just did a second ago. Someone joined that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What happens next? Yep. Once you sign up, yep. Tim, what up? 2 years ago, my A1C was a 13 yesterday because of your teachings, and last month And the last month, it's now a 6.5. My guy, Tim, shout out to Tim. That's amazing stuff, man. That's amazing stuff, Tim. I know you were at the doctor yesterday. I know that's exciting news, man. To get your A1C from a 13 to yesterday, you went to the doctor yesterday, and now you got your results back. Now you're at a 6.5. That's cut in half. That's half. I'm pretty good at math. That's half. Half of 13 is 6.5. And you did that just by hanging out and doing the work, man. So that's it. That's it, folks. If you focus on this category over here, I promise you, you focus on this category 90%, at least 90% of the time. At least 90% of, yeah, shout out to you, man. Let me see. One more shout out to you. You focus on this area 90% of the time. You're going to be just like Tim. Man cut his A1C in half. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, in half. That's the power of change, folks. That is the power. Like I told you, people always ask me, what did I take? What did you take, man? And here's what I tell them I took. It's lifestyle medicine. Lifestyle first, medication second. If you cannot fix it with the diet and lifestyle first, okay, then we can talk about the medication. You like, what you mean lifestyle first, Kelley? What the hell does that mean? What's that? Is there like a secret formula or something for lifestyle medicine? Because I never heard of that. Yeah, there is a formula actually. And who'd like to learn the lifestyle medicine formula? Who'd love to get their A1C to a 5.3? Who'd love to get their A1C to a 5.3? Put a me in the chat if you'd love to get your A1C to a 5.3. Put a me in the chat. Supplements. Yeah, everybody should use supplements, right? Everybody should use supplements. Start off with a methylated multivitamin. A methylated multivitamin. Start off with that. All right. Yeah, a lot of people love to get their A1C to a 5.3. Me, the 2-week challenge will get me there. The 2-week challenge will get you there, Tim. The rest of the way, the 2-week challenge will get you there the rest of the way. I promise you it will. You already know. You've already seen what happens when you just follow along. The 2-week challenge will definitely get you there. But if the 2-week challenge doesn't get you there, beyond the challenge will definitely get you there. Well, what's beyond the challenge? Beyond the challenge is for my people who have already gone through the 2-week challenge. If you've already gone through the 2-week challenge, the next thing is I teach you lifestyle medicine. Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, and effective sleep. People said, you say you're 6.5. Here's what you got to adopt. Lifestyle medicine. Type 2 A1C, type 2, 69 years old, started A1C 14,320, now 164, 7, and A1C of a 7. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I lost 15 pounds. My glucose levels dropped to 87 and spikes to 112 before normal. Before my normal was 145. Why? You made some changes, Sags. What kind of changes did you make, my good sir or ma'am? I can't tell. Let me see. My good sir. Okay. All right. Tim, that's awesome. Congrats. Kelley is a great motivator. Man, I appreciate that. You know what, folks? The 14-day challenge. What was the question? Oh, you did the 14-day challenge. Oh, wow. Let me see. You did the 14-day challenge, lost 15 pounds, and my glucose level 87 spikes to 112 before my normal was 145. Amazing. Sags. Let's see who. I'm trying to see if I don't know your real name. I know your real name, but you got Sags on here. But I'm trying to think who said. I don't know your stage name. I know your real name though. But I need program and stand still. Oh, Steven Schwartz. Yeah, there you go, Steven. Okay. Steven, shout out to you, man. That's amazing. I remember you were emailing saying, I'm sticking to the plan. I got it going. Stephen did the 14-day blood sugar reset. I know it's Stephen. Yep. And here's his results in 14 days. He lost 15 pounds and his glucose levels dropped to an 87. And now they just go up to 112. But before, his normal was a 145. So now it goes between an 87 and a 112. Before it was at a 145. And then he lost 15 pounds on top. That's the bonus. You lost 15 pounds as a bonus. That's amazing stuff, man. That's amazing. Shout out to you, Sags or Steven. I cannot see the chart. We're getting ready to get rid of the chart because we're going on to something else. Okay. I'm Mary, Phoenix, Arizona. All right. Shout out to you, Mary. If y'all want to join that 14-day challenge, folks, which Steven just joined, Steven just got his amazing numbers. You should join that challenge, folks. That's where it is. It's linked in my bio. I'm telling you, join that challenge. Your life will never be the same. You're going to go to places you never thought possible. You never thought possible. Let me see. You can't see the chart. There we go. We're getting ready to erase this, though. I'm new to your stream, but I would like to join. If you'd like to join, let me show you where it is, and then we're going to go to the next topic. I'm going to show y'all where it is. It's linked in my description. In my TikTok bio right here. Click this link. Click on this link again. Or click this link, and then click on my face again, and it's going to take you right here. Oops. Come on. It's going to take you right here. You click that link, it says Linktree. And then this link right here. You click that link, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. There it is. There it is. If you're ready for serious change, if you've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, it's downright necessary. You said you want to get your A1C to a 5.3. That's what we're going to talk about. That's what we're going to do. We're not playing around. 14-day challenge right here. Ready to take control of your blood sugar? Boom. 14 days. $99. Join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But if you use that live discount code, SAVE20, SAVE20, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge like Steven just did. Got some amazing results. Many 300 people joined this challenge. You want to be number 301. You wanted the one that over 300. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code, SAVE20. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Or it is a nutrition blueprint. Difference between unleaded and diesel fuel. I'm going to teach you that. You follow the blueprint, you will get amazing results, just like everybody else who has joined the challenge and who has followed the blueprint. I took an A1C, new to the stream. I took an A1C from a 9.6 to my current of 5.2 with keto. Fantastic. The keto worked for you? Fantastic. That's not my wheelhouse. I don't recommend keto, but if that worked for you, fantastic. Thank you. You're quite welcome. I was utilizing keto 9 months in 2016, and A1C continues to improve. Fantastic. If it works for you, great. Yeah. Steven, you started seeing results in 3 days. Yeah, I remember. You said it's day 3 and something you said was going on. I was like, yeah, I remember. That's amazing, boss. I'm happy for you, man. That's amazing. Because you did the work. That's the thing. You did the work. You did the work. So let's up the ante a little bit. Now that we know the difference between diesel and unleaded fuel, we know the difference. Now you got to understand the formula to get you got to understand this formula. You got to understand this formula to get yourself to who would love to get it. I remember a couple of people. Tell me again, if you'd love to get your A1C to a 5.3, if you'd love to do that, or 5.2 or 5 or something. If you'd love to get your A1C there, tell me again, put a me in the chat. Do you know how to reverse glycation of the blood? Yes. That's what we're talking about, the whole thing. Glycation is this fancy way of saying you're knocking the sugar off of your hemoglobin. So yes, reducing your blood sugar, reducing your A1C. So yes, that's what we're doing. This is how we're reversing the glycation from the blood. You just decided to get very fancy. Yeah. Okay, speaking of glycation, let's talk about that. You said everybody said they would love to get their A1C to a 5.3. So let's find out what an A1C is. Let's find out what that is real quick. Hemoglobin, because someone just asked the question, so perfect. Hemoglobin A1C. Who's ever gone to the doctor and gotten their hemoglobin A1C tested before? Put a me in the chat if you've ever gotten your hemoglobin A1C tested before. And if you're comfortable with it, put your number in the chat. Put your A1C in the chat. If you are comfortable with it, put your A1C in the chat. Throw it in the chat. Throw it in the chat, folks. Put your number in the chat. Put your A1C in the chat for me. Okay. 7.7, 5.4. Okay. Mine was a 5.7, then a 6. Okay. Wow, Netta, it went up. Wow, what'd you do? We want to get you right, Netta. We want to go the opposite direction. 5.4. Okay. We got some numbers. The word hemo means iron and oxygen. Iron and oxygen rich blood needs to go through every cell of your body. That is what the word hemoglobin means. Iron and oxygen rich blood, aka the air that you breathe. It's so important, folks. Hemoglobin, oxygen rich red blood cells, need to go through every cell of your body. If you don't have enough of it, the doctors will give you a blood transfusion. That's how important the stuff is. A1C is how it's lit. So think of hemoglobin as literally like the life that you breathe. See how long you can hold your breath. My guess is it's not very long. Why? It's because you don't have enough oxygen-rich blood flowing through your cells. You don't have enough oxygen-rich blood flowing through. So try to hold your breath, you're like, maybe like 30, 45 seconds. That's it. It's the air that you breathe, the life that you breathe. Hemoglobin, oxygen-rich blood. A1C is how much sugar has been stuck to your hemoglobin over the past 3 months. Over the past 3 months, how much sugar? You're like, what kind of sugar? Well, the same sticky stuff, that Jolly Rancher nasty sticky stuff. You take a Jolly Rancher and put it in your mouth and it gets all sticky on your fingers. That kind of sticky stuff. Imagine that being stuck to your hemoglobin. It is a number indicated by a percent. Those numbers that y'all were calling out, 5.4, 5.7, put your hemoglobin A1C in the chat. If your A1C in the chat, if you're comfortable with it. Those numbers that y'all are calling out, everybody says they want to get theirs to a 5.3. That is a percent. That is a percent of sugar that is stuck to your hemoglobin. It's literally choking the life out of it. It's called glycation. That's the fancy way of saying you're getting the sugar is choking the life out of you. Because we said hemoglobin was literally the oxygen that you breathe, oxygen-rich blood. So if you've got sugar that's stuck to it, it's literally choking it out. Glycation, aka causing it to age faster, aka rust, oxidative stress. Okay? So those are percents. So let's up the ante. What happens, folks, when your A1C is a 5.7 to a 6.4? Get a new pen. Your A1C is a 5.7 to a 6.4. What does it mean, folks? Black Dog, shout out to you, Black Dog. My glucose went from 151 down to 113 in 5 days on the challenge. Thank you, Kelley. You're quite welcome. Janet went down to 113 in 5 days. And Janet, folks, it doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter. Because she's 80. So it doesn't matter how old you are, how you've been managing these numbers over the years. Your body wants to heal itself. Doesn't matter how old you are. So age is nothing but a number. 5.7 to 6.4. What does it mean, folks? Okay, pre-diabetic. Your numbers, your A1C is a 5.7 to a 6.4. What does that mean? You're quite welcome, Janet, by the way. Who can tell me what it means? You go to the doctor, you get your report, 5.7, 6 point, your A1C is a 6.1. Your A1C is a 6. Your A1C is a 7. I mean, not 7. We ain't got that high yet. Your A1C is a 6.3. What does it mean? How do you reverse glycation? I'm going to tell you that next. I'm telling you what glycation is right now, and then I'm going to tell you how to fix it. That's going to be next. That's part 2. All right. Pre-diabetes, folks. And for the sake of time, it means pre-diabetes. Pre-diabetes means that you are becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body. Now, there's a lot of important hormones in the body, but the most important hormone in the body is, who can guess what the most important hormone is in the body? Throw it in the chat. You can guess what the most important hormone in the body is. Put it in the chat. Is it cortisol? Is it adrenaline? Is it serotonin? Is it insulin? Is it glucagon? Like, which one is the most important? Okay, somebody said insulin, the most important. I'm talking about the creme de la creme. All right, any other guesses? All right, insulin it is. There's only one guess, but that is the correct answer, and it is insulin. How do I know that insulin is the most important hormone in the body? Because we're talking about diabetes, right? There's type 2 diabetes, there's type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Type 1 and type 2 diabetes, 2 types of diabetes. There's more, but for the sake of this conversation, there's 2. Type 1 and type 2. Type 1 says that you don't have enough insulin. That says you don't have enough insulin. That's type 1. Ask a person who has type 1 diabetes, how long can they go without their insulin? And the answer is going to be not for very long, because they are dependent on insulin. That's why it's called insulin dependent, folks. You ever heard of that? Insulin dependent? That's a type 1 diabetic. Let me see. 5.7. 6.4. So pre-diabetes means that you are becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body. That's what pre-diabetes means. It means that you are now becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body. Now, I don't know about you, but that cannot be a good thing. If I'm resistant to the most important hormone in the body. So check it out. It means you're already sick. It means it just hasn't gotten bad yet. It means that you got insulin resistance. It means it just hasn't gotten bad yet. That's what it means. Let's up the ante. Who can tell me, what does it mean when your A1C is a 6.5 or higher? 6.5 or higher. What does that mean? A1C is a 6.5 or higher. What does that equal, folks? 6.5 or higher. Who can tell me then? What does that mean? When you go and get your doctor, 6.5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, hyper what? Yeah, type 2. Okay, type 2 what? Type 2 what? What are we saying? Hyper and type 2, what does that mean? What does it mean when you get your A1C 6.5 or higher? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There it is. Diabetic. Yeah, slow down. Diabetes. Slow down. You're going to have to fix some things. Like, hold on, pump your brakes. Diabetes. That's what it means when your A1C starts to get to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Talking, that. What does that mean? To be a diabetic. Type 2 diabetes we're talking about specifically. What does that mean? Well, it means that you are resistant to the most important hormone in your body, aka insulin. Now, like I said, there's a lot of important hormones. But when it comes to insulin, if you do not have it, you will not survive. Cortisol, all those other hormones, they're important. If you don't have it, your quality of life is going to suck. But if you don't have insulin, you're not going to be around. So The higher the number is, the more insulin resistant you are becoming, which means the faster you're checking out of here. That's what it means. Because the more insulin resistant you are, the more sugar that you have that is stuck to your hemoglobin. And remember what we said hemoglobin was? Oh, yeah. Only the air that you breathe. Now, I don't know about you, but the air that I breathe is very, very important stuff. This hormone insulin is very, very important stuff. If I don't have it, I won't survive. That's how important the stuff is. Now, hemoglobin A1C, you combine those two numbers together, that is a very, and I mean very, important metric. It's literally going to tell you how long you're going to be on this planet. They can predict how long you're going to be on this planet. Look at your numbers and be like, yeah, barring anything catastrophic, they can usually tell you how long you're going to live. There's people who do that. Tell you how long you're going to live based on certain numbers, and this number being one of them. Because the higher the percentage of sugar is, the more glycation or the more sugar you've got that is choking the life out of you. That's what hemoglobin A1C is, folks. So if this is making sense, what it means to be a diabetic, you can get this number down. You can get your number to a 5.3, but you're going to have to do some work, though. You're going to have to do some work. That's next. I'm going to tell you the work that you're going to have to do. But if this is making sense to y'all on what it means, what you got to, what hemoglobin A1C is, this is making sense to y'all, folks. Here's the thing. If you want to live a lot longer, if you want to see your kids walk down the aisle, see your kids graduate, if you got like a young daughter, and you're like a young guy, say you're like 34 years old, and you got like a young daughter or young son, and it's going to be like another 10, 11, years before they graduate. And if your A1C is pretty daggone high, if you got a high A1C, chances of you making it to their graduation are greatly decreased. Greatly decreased. Why? It's because we're playing a game of blood sugar Tetris all wrong. It's a game of blood sugar Tetris. Is if you just joined us, that's what we started this live with. It's a game of blood sugar Tetris. How you move these blocks, how you move these pieces will determine basically if your chips pile up to the top or not. Thank you. So, but if this is making sense to y'all, folks, I want y'all to put a health yes in the chat. Everybody has the ability to get their A1C to a 5.3. I promise you do. Everybody does. Then people have been coming on sharing their stories. Sharing their stories. Are you going to get your A1C in 14 days? No. All right. You're not going to. Yeah, it's working, Lindsay. The code is working. There's a lot of people who've been joining the challenge just today alone. Code is working. Save 20. One word, no spaces. Probably put the space. No space. No space. So if this is making sense to y'all, folks, put a health yes in the chat. Health yes, if it's making sense to you on what a hemoglobin A1C is and why you need to take this number way more seriously than you've been taking it. Put a health yes in the chat, folks. Health yes. Let's see if we got any health yeses. Let's see. Thank you kindly. You're quite welcome. Health yes. Health yes. Shout out to you, Tim. Tim again. Health yes. Health yes. Health yes. Netta, shout out to you. Isabel, shout out to you. Health yes. Yeah, it's making sense. What if A1C is at a 14.2? If your A1C is at a 14.2, you're so far in the danger zone that it's not even funny. You're so far in the danger zone that it's not even funny. That means if your A1C, if your A1C is at a 14.2, you know what that means? It means you need to take action, not now. You don't need to take action right now. Your A1C is at a 14.2. It means that you need to take action right now. That's what it means. Not that code, the one with the letters and numbers that you use after accepting the challenge. Huh? Not that code, the one you use in the where you gotta go, it's going to send you an email, and then you go back and then you reset your password. Reset it. If you got any questions, Lindsay, we'll give you a call. Don't worry. You joined the challenge. If you got any questions, we'll give you a call. Don't worry. But you should have gotten some emails to be able to log in. 16.9 was in the ICU for a week with them struggling what to do to bring it down. That's a good question. What to do to bring it down? What do you type save 20? You type save 20. That's next, by the way. What do you do to bring it down? You type save 20 right here. Whenever you go to the next screen, it says your information. And then when you click the next one, go to the next one, it's going to ask you what's the discount code. That's where you put save 20. When you go to the next, when you go to step 2, it'll ask you what's the discount code. You put it in. Apply. It'll drop it off. 5.9, 2 months later. 5.9, 2 months. Let's see, where did it start? Oh yeah, 16 point. Here it is. 16.9. It was in the ICU for a week. Then them struggling what to do to bring it down. And then you said it was at 5.9, 2 months later. Sounds like you did some work, Tim. And then that's the work we're going to talk about right now. Oxygen is needed to burn glucose in the muscles. Otherwise, it turns into fat. Oxygen is needed. Yeah. Oxygen is very important stuff. It does a lot of stuff. Yeah. What's the challenge about? How it works? Well, the challenge is a nutrition blueprint for anybody who is struggling with the bottomless pit of more and more medication. They're in that bottomless pit of more and more and more medication. They just been on the treadmill for many years, and they're tired of that. They should join that challenge. It is a nutrition blueprint based on eating real food, real whole unprocessed foods. Over 300 people, almost 300 people have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Gotten amazing results. But we're just streamlining your nutrition, that's all. Eating real whole unprocessed foods, because that's the medicine. The food is the medicine, and the medicine is the food. The reason that it's a challenge is because I'm taking you outside of your comfort zone. Taking you outside of your comfort zone to do something that you wouldn't normally do. You wouldn't normally do. You wouldn't normally eat these foods. You wouldn't normally eat. Most people wouldn't normally eat real whole unprocessed foods for 2 weeks. Most people wouldn't. That's why our society is struggling with insulin resistance, because most people don't do that. So I'm challenging you 2 weeks. You're still going to be eating real food. You're still going to get full. The only difference is after those 14 days, you're going to get yourself off of that blood sugar roller coaster. That's the difference. That's what we're doing in that challenge. That's how it works. You want to join that challenge? It's linked in my bio. Use that discount code to save 20. All right, going walking, Kelley. I will be on tomorrow. Don't forget to tap, 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 everyone. Yeah, bebop that screen, everybody. Bebop that screen. See you later, Netta. My husband was diagnosed and has an appointment till November 14th. They mentioned he's going to be on meds. If that's his choice, they will mention that he's going to be on meds. But if you hang out with me, I don't know if he's gotten there yet. You hang out with me, you do that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. We're going to prove those doctors wrong. We're going to prove those doctors wrong. Because yes, just like Janet said, the food is the medicine. That's the real medicine. It's the real medicine. It's what you eat all the time. It's what you eat. There's a lot of things that could be hurting your health, but it's predominantly what you're eating. I'm going to just keep it all the way a buck. Once the cells are glycated, they stay glycated for 90 days at least till new cells are made. Yeah, it takes about 90 days to see the overall picture. But every day, within that 90 days, each day, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, you're getting new blood cells every day. So that contributes to that overall 90 picture. Your new blood cells are getting less sugar. That contributes to that overall picture. It's simple math. This is why people's A1C goes down in 2 weeks from an 8 to a 6. It takes 90 days to see the overall picture, but it takes 2 weeks to put a big dent in that overall picture. Just like you taking a bite out of crime. You ever say, you just take a big bite out of crime. But that's it, folks. Let's go on to the next one. You guys want to join that challenge? You click that link in my description. And you use that discount code, SAVE20. SAVE20. You join that 14-day blood sugar, the live discount code, SAVE20. What about stress? Thank you for asking that. Thank you for asking that. A lot of people said that they want to get their A1C to a 5.3. Thank you for asking that. Here it is. What about stress? Here's how you get your A1C to a 5.3. A lot of people say they love to do that. You got to prescribe yourself some medication. I can't prescribe you this medication. The doctor can't prescribe you this medication. Your parents can't prescribe you this medication. The only person, your spouse can't prescribe you this medication. The only person that can prescribe yourself this medication, like the medication that everybody who's on this live and they said their numbers have been lowering, they've been hanging out with me and their numbers have been lowered. You want to know how they did that? You want to know how they lowered their A1C? Like we talked about A1C. You want to know how they did it? Here's how they did it. They maintained their pace. Only person that can prescribe you this medication is you. These are real life things. Here's what I believe. Here's what I believe, folks. I believe that it should always be lifestyle first, medication second. If you cannot fix it with the diet and lifestyle first, okay, then we can talk about the medication. But it should always be your lifestyle first. That's just the golden rule, folks. Lifestyle first. The first part of the lifestyle medicine formula that you've got to prescribe to yourself if you ever wanted to get your number to a 5.3. Because here's the thing. You can take medication until you're blue in the face. You can take medication, I'm telling you, until your face turns blue. Just like this. Just like this blue pen. This is how much medication you can take. Your face will actually turn, just like my shirt, add on a blue shirt. I got Mr. Randy Watson on my shirt here. This is a blue shirt. Your face will turn blue like that. And you can take that much medication. But until you master this art of lifestyle medicine, number one, first part of the formula is having a peaceful mind. That is what the P is. You've got to maintain your pace. The first part of that formula is the P, stress management. Stress is a major monster. Stress will knock out the whole thing. Stress will cancel the whole project. You could be working out, eating good, all that stuff. But if you're stressed, man, it's going to knock out the whole thing. In each of these areas, folks, I'm giving y'all a prescription. Here's the thing about stress. You cannot control what's going on in the outside world. You've got control over your thoughts, your actions, and your own reactions. These are the only things that you have the power to control. So when it comes to stress, what happens when you're stressed? Cortisol gets released, adrenaline gets released, stored blood sugar gets released from your liver. And where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Remember that one. So like I said, stress will tear up the whole thing. Here is the prescription There is a prescription, and it's called the 3 M's. Here's the prescription that you got to write for yourself. The 3 M's: meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. This is the formula, folks. This is the magic formula that I've been telling you all about. Having a peaceful mind is the first part. Well, what are the keys to having a peaceful mind? Oh yeah, the 3 M's. Meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. That's the prescription. You got to find out who's getting on your nerves and diminish it or cut it down or get rid of it or whatever. But just remember, you can only control your thoughts, your actions, and your own reactions. Only 3 things on this planet that you can control, folks. The next part of the lifestyle medicine formula, the part that you got to prescribe to yourself, is having an active body. Now, this is the part of the formula that people hate the most. They're like, Kelley, the active body, like, you could have said anything except for being active. I don't want to be active. Well, you don't want to be active, then you don't want to get your number back to a 5.3. You may say, Kelley, the last time that I was active, shoot, I think I'm allergic to it, bro. Is it possible to be allergic to activity? Is it possible to be allergic to activity? It's not working. I don't know, my thing froze. Hold on. Let me see if my laugh box froze. Okay, there we go. My whole thing froze. I don't know why it froze. I couldn't press my laugh button. Active body. Here's the prescription. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. We'll come back to moderate intensive movement for a second. But 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. The reason that you want to move, especially if you have high blood sugar, you want to move. The reason you want to do that is because muscles are hungry. And muscles are hungry for the same stuff that you've got too much of. Blood sugar. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, moderate intensive movement. Boom. If you're on a treadmill, it means that you can talk, but you can't sing. That's what it means. If you're on a treadmill, you can talk, but you can't sing. That's what it means to have moderate intensive movement. If you're on a treadmill and you like, I can still talk to you, but if I tried to sing, it'd probably be a problem. It'd probably be a problem if I decided to sing right now. So I'm not gonna sing. Okay? I can't sing. Okay. I'm not gonna sing. So that's active body. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. That's moderate intensive movement. That little gray area between singing and talking and singing. Muscles love glucose. When you move your body, that is the only time, that's why they tell you to go for a walk after you eat. It is the only time that your muscles do not need permission from insulin to enter. They do not need permission from insulin to uptake blood sugar. Typically, they need permission. Insulin is the middleman. It says the energy cannot go in through the cell but through insulin. Energy cannot go through the cell but through insulin. That's the only time only time you can bypass that is when you're moving your body, when you're exercising, when you're hitting the weights, when you're running, when you're moving. That's the only time you can bypass the insulin. And that comes from being active. Very important part, getting your A1C to 5.3. The C, woo! Now this part of the lifestyle medicine formula, folks, stands for clean eating. Clean eating is the next part of the lifestyle medicine formula. Like I told you before, there's a lot of things that could be hurting your health, but it's predominantly what you're eating. It's predominantly what you're eating. Mostly. So what's it like? What do you mean predominantly? Mostly what you're eating. That's what it is. Here's the thing I want y'all to remember. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. Jot that one down. Clean eating, very important. Eat real, whole, unprocessed foods. Remember we talked about that? Eat real, whole, unprocessed foods. Fruits, vegetables, here's a prescription. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans, and whatever protein source you choose. Like whatever, I don't tell people what protein source to choose anymore, but whatever one you choose. So whether it's chicken, whether it's turkey, whether it's steak, whether it's eggs, whether it's lamb, tofu, or tempeh, eggs, fish, whatever you choose, that's your prerogative. Just make sure it's the leaner sources, not things like boudin. If you're from Louisiana, boudin, folks. Boudin is not clean eating. Sausages are not clean eating. Bacon, folks, is not clean eating. Oh, dairy is not clean eating. Remember we did the whole unleaded diesel fuel thing earlier? So that's clean eating. It's a very, very controversial topic. Whether it's keto, whether it's paleo, whether it's vegan, whether it's whatever, Mediterranean, whatever. I just say eat real, whole, unprocessed foods. Do it as often as you do it. Do this in remembrance. Eat real, whole, unprocessed foods as often as you do it. How often should you do it? 90%, at least 90% of the time. You got 10% wiggle room. 10% of the time, you can kind of let your hair down a little bit. You don't got to be perfect. As long as you get a 90 on the score, you still got an A. You still got an A if you get a 90. So you don't have to be perfect. All you're going to look at your report card is going to say is an A. When you look at your report card, or AKA your blood test, AKA your blood work, okay? When you go to the doctor, that's your report card. When you go to the doctor, that is your report card. You score at least a 90 or better. You've been doing right 90% of the time. You're still going to get an A. Clean eating. We'll cover that a little bit more. That's usually a controversial topic. I mean, that's usually a lot of questions in clean eating. Since we already did unleaded versus diesel, we kind of did that one already, clean eating. And the last part of the lifestyle medicine formula is effective sleep. That's the last part of the lifestyle medicine formula. Shout out to you, Catherine. That's the last part of the lifestyle medicine formula. Effective sleep. Why is sleep so important? Because if you don't get enough effective sleep, 6 to 9 hours, that's a prescription. 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep. It's when your body recovers. It's when your body restores itself. It's when your body, it's when your brain needs the most energy when you sleep. It takes the most blood. The reason you want effective sleep, the reason people take it for granted is for the sake of entertainment. Like, I'm going to stay up and I'm going to be entertained. No, it ain't about entertainment. It's about effective sleep so your body can recover. If you don't get enough effective sleep, that causes your body to be stressed. The lack of sleep is a stressor. Because it's like, oh man, Your brain didn't get to recover. You got brain fog. You're angry. You get hungry. You're always in the traffic. You're mad. You're just like, the guy in front of you, like, get out of the way, you jerk. You're just yelling at people. You're yelling at your kids. You're like, oh, man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, son. I didn't mean to yell at you like that, you know. Dad just didn't get any sleep last night. So I'm a little cranky. Okay? I'm a little cranky. There's a lot of things. Yeah, there's a lot of things that could be getting in the way of having some effective sleep. Yeah, you could have just had a newborn. Yep. The newborn, yeah, their circadian rhythm. They haven't established their circadian rhythm yet. So that's why they're up. That's why the baby's up at 2 o'clock in the evening. 2 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, oh, the baby's up. Why is the baby up at 2? Because they don't have an established circadian rhythm yet. And your circadian rhythm is based off the sun and the moon, your sleep and wake cycles. Your sleep and wake cycles have not been set by the sun and the moon yet. Why? It's because a baby is like a week or two old, 2 months to 3 months old. They haven't had enough exposure to the sun yet. But when you'll notice, once the baby starts getting older, baby starts getting a year older, starts sleeping more, 2 years older. Oh, the baby's really sleeping a lot. Now they're sleeping at nighttime, the regular time. Why? It's because they've had enough exposure to the sun and the moon. Their circadian rhythm has been established. So it's the same thing with you. As an adult, if you don't get enough sleep, you are disrupting your circadian rhythm, which causes stress. Check it out. When you get stressed, what do we say happens? Oh yeah, your peaceful mind goes out the window. There's no more peaceful mind. What's up, Bridget? You're the last day of the challenge, right? The effective sleep is going to cause you to be stressed. The lack of sleep is going to cause you to be stressed. And as a result, stored blood sugar. Remember what we said, what happens when you get stressed? Stored blood sugar gets released, or adrenaline, cortisol gets released. Adrenaline, cortisol, blood sugar, and where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So whenever you're stressed, you're releasing blood sugar constantly because you're stressed. Your body thinks that you're in a fight or flight mode. Thinks that you're in fight or flight. You get ready to fight a lion. So it's like, I need energy. So that's why it gives you energy. So that's why, all because of poor sleep. So you could be working out like a champ. You could be eating good. But if you ain't getting enough effective sleep, you just threw the whole thing off. You threw the whole thing off. This is lifestyle medicine, folks. How you get your A1C to a 5.3 is this very simple formula. What's the formula? It's called maintain your pace. Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, effective sleep. You want to know more about this formula? Linked in my bio. You can go take the the link in my bio. There's a link in my bio, and that link is going to take you to the masterclass. So 45-minute masterclass, on-demand masterclass. That's where that link is going to take you. Register for that masterclass, where I break down this lifestyle medicine formula: having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, and effective sleep. I'm giving you tactics in each of these areas. Tactics and peaceful mind, tactics and active body, clean eating, effective sleep. That's linked in my bio, folks. It's absolutely free. All you got to do is pay attention. So here's the thing, to sum this all up, you're probably like, if you're just joining us, let's sum this whole thing up. Before we sum it up, let's put one last category. Substance abuse. That's the honorary mention. Substance abuse. Things like alcohol, cigarettes, You know, it's even certain medication, folks. Alcohol is not your certain medication like steroids. Alcohol, folks, is not your friend. You know, it tastes good, it makes you feel good, it gives you liquid courage. But when it comes, if you're suffering from insulin resistance, alcohol is not your friend. It's not your friend. Okay. Here's the formula. If you want to get your keyword is if you want to get your who wants to get their A1C to a 5.3? I'm going to ask y'all again. Sugar, yeah, that could be another substance abuse. Who wants to get their A1C to a 5.3? I'm asking y'all again. 5.3. Get your A1C to 5.3. Put a me in the chat. Okay, we got some me's, got some me's, got some more me's. Got some more me's, some me's. 5.3. The question, so now the question I'm going to ask you is, how badly do you want it? But if you could rate it like a one scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 0 being like, I don't want it at all, bro. I don't know. What's your level of getting your, how badly do you want to get it there? Yeah, me. Hopefully it's there. You're going to find out tomorrow, right, Bridget? Yeah, 10. Okay, somebody said that they were at a 6. Okay, that's honest. At least that's honest, right? Somebody said that they were at a 6. That's honest. I like that. And we're going to keep it real. 11. But here's the thing. Do you know that everybody has the ability to get their A1C there? I see a lot of 10s in the chat. You know that everybody has the ability to do this? Did you know that? But most people just don't want to. Most people just don't want to. How do you get your A1? They don't want it as badly as they say that they do. How do you get your A1C there? Everybody says a 10. But here it is. To get your A1C to a 5.3 and keep it there, it ain't gonna be the Manjaro that does it. It ain't gonna be the metformin that does it. These things are artificially lowering your blood sugar, artificially lowering your A1C. Keyword is artificial. Artificial means it's not real. To get the real results that you're looking for, to get the real results that people have come on here and said that they've been hanging out with me and they've been getting these real results, here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to prescribe yourself these medications. That's why I got meds right here. You are going to have to do it. You prescribe yourself. What's the medication? Oh yeah, maintaining my pace, having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, and effective sleep, and really cutting back on the alcohol. So that's it, folks. That's how you get your A1C to a 5.3. A lot of people said that they were at a 10. If you're at a 10, if you say 10 means, you know what 10 means? Somebody said a 6, and I'm glad that they were honest. A 10 means Kelley's got a 14-day. I said that I'm at a 10. My A1C is like a 6 or 7 or whatever. Kelley's got a challenge. He's got a 14-day challenge. And people are getting amazing results in this 14-day challenge. And they're dropping their numbers like crazy. I said that I was at a 10. He's got a challenge. But I haven't joined it yet. I haven't accepted the challenge yet. He's got a 14-day challenge where people are getting amazing results. I'm at a 10. If you're at a 10, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Not now, but right now. That's what a 10 means. That's what it means. You join that challenge right now. Because right now, we got that live discount code, SAVE20. SAVE20. It's $99 you join that challenge. But if you use the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, it is a nutrition blueprint. But if you use that discount code, SAVE20, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for 20% off, $79. Those are for my people who are at a 10. A lot of people, I told you, I'm going to tell you, a lot of people are not about that life that they say they are. A lot of people don't want it as badly as they say that they do, because you're going to have to do some work. I'm going to take you outside of your comfort zone. It ain't going to be easy. Am I saying you're going to get your A1C to a 5.3 in 14 days? I ain't saying that. I ain't saying you're going to get your A1C to a 5.3 in 14 days. That'd be crazy to say that. I'd be ludicrous. You can be like, you're a quack, dude. Freaking quack. Telling people they can get their A1C to a 5.3 and they're at a 10 in 14 days. That's impossible. That is impossible. But here's what you can do. You can put a big dent in that A1C. You put a big dent in it. A big dent, just like people have done. 3 points. 14 days, they've lowered their A1C. 2 points. Lower their A1C from an 8 to a 6. Doctor took them off their medication. Why? We're focusing on clean eating, real, whole, unprocessed foods. You focus on that for 14 days. You focus on the unleaded fuel, like I talked about, for 14 days. You will get yourself off of that blood sugar roller coaster. And this is my people for 10. If you are 10, you join that 14-day blood sugar. Before we get off of this live, which we get out of here in 45 minutes, before we get off of this live in 45 minutes, you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge if you're at a 10. So I appreciate my guy saying that he's at a 6, because that's really actually what most people are. Most people are at about a 6 when it comes to actually doing what's required to get their number to a 5.3. That's the real, if you really pull back the layers, most people are at about a 6. Because they know that it's work involved. They know that it takes getting outside of their comfort zone. And you as a human being, one thing that you do not want to do, is hardwired into us. One thing that you do not want to do is get outside of your comfort zone. Prove me wrong. Who here loves getting outside of their comfort zone? Raise your hand if you love getting outside of your comfort zone. If you love it, like it just tickles your fancy to get outside of your comfort zone, put a me in the chat. Doing things that you hate to do, things that suck. Who enjoys doing things that suck? Put a me in the chat. Anybody enjoy doing things that suck? No, most people don't. I got one person. I don't enjoy that. Yeah, me. Not me. Most people don't enjoy doing things that suck. If I have to, I will. Thank you for saying that. So what you're going to have to do, here's what you're going to have to do. Thank you for saying that. And I'm going to play off of that. You have to, you will. I'm going to play off of that. Do what you have to as quickly as you can so that you can do what you want to for as long as you can. Do what you have to as quickly as you can so that you can do what you want to for as long as you can. And what is it that you have to do? This is what you have to do. You've got to maintain your pace. That's what you have to do. You start maintaining your pace, you might fall off the wagon a little bit, as they say, but get back on and start maintaining your pace. Do what you have to do quickly as you can, so you can do what you want to. What is it that you want to do? You don't want to do anything that's uncomfortable. You, like people just said, they hate doing things that are uncomfortable. This is uncomfortable. Maintaining your pace is uncomfortable. It sucks. That's the point. You have to do it. To get your numbers to a 5.3, you have to do this. There's no way around it. What you resist, it will persist. What you resist will persist. And if you're ready to stop resisting this, or else it's going to persist, you say that you're at a 10, you should join that 14-day challenge. Where is it? Who's still at a 10? If you're still at a 10, raise your hand. You're still at a 10, raise your hand. A lot of people said that they were at a 10. They wanted to get their number to a 5.3. Who's still at a 10? Or if you're more like a 6, keep it real. Keep it real, folks. Are you at a 10 or are you more like a 6? Keep it real, man. For real, for real. Like, this is the only way you're going to get better. The only way you're going to get better is you just keep it real. Who's still at a 10? Only one person. A 6. Yeah. It's a 6. Let me see what these real, I want to see what these real numbers are. One person still said a 10. Somebody said a 6. Thank you for being honest. It's crazy, but eating fruit brought my A1C from a 12 to an 8 in a month. Okay, great. I'm at a 10, but dropped. I'm at a 10, but doctor appointment tomorrow. Going to join afterwards. Okay, great. Find out what your numbers are. For real. 5.3 over here. Yeah. My problem is sleep. 8.9. Yeah. Okay, Jody. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for being honest. 8. Thank you for being honest. Because that's what it takes. It takes for you to be honest, to know where you got. Now you got a starting point. Now you've got a real starting point. So you know that you're at an 8.9. You know that you're at an 8. You know that you're at a 6. On your motivation level. On doing what it takes. On your 0.5-2 meter. So here's what I recommend. How do you get it to a real 10? Like, how do you get it to a 10? Here's how. You find yourself some reasons. I changed my diet. My sugar is still a bit high. Well, if you hang out with me on that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, we're going to show you how to streamline it. We're going to show you how to really do it. Okay? It's a proven blueprint. But for my folks who said that they're serious about this, you're going to do what you have. You got to do what you have to do. How do you join? Here's how you join. Here's how you join. When does the challenge start? And the challenge starts whenever you go. Oh, hold on. The challenge starts whenever you go grocery shopping. Whenever you go grocery shopping, you log into your portal and get your list. You go grocery shopping. Here it is. You click this link right here. It says Linktree. You click that link right there. That will take you to the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. There's the link right there. What you can expect to have to do some work. I'm going to take you outside of your comfort zone. But here's the thing. If I take you outside of your comfort zone, that's where you need to be. Because nothing good happens. Nothing grows inside your comfort zone. Here's where you do the challenge right here. Click it, $99 to join that challenge. It's $99 to join that challenge. But if you use that live discount code, which I'm live right now, use that live discount code. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79. 20% off to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's the live discount code. Save 20. One word. How do I join? Yep. When does the challenge start? Like I said, it starts whenever you go grocery shopping. You got the blueprint. It starts when you go finish grocery shopping. I'm ready. Ding. That's when your challenge starts. Facts, no doubt, Jody. Aaron, 10.2 on all the meds and a DC7 and can't get it below 250. No sugar, carbs, little. If you can't get it below 250, if you're at a 10.2, Aaron, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you're serious about change, I want to know your number. What's your number? What's the number? What number am I talking about? The number, how serious are you about doing this? About getting your number the way you want it to be? Because as we just said, most people don't really want it as badly as they say that they do. And I appreciate the honesty for everybody. Everybody started off at a 10, but when we really dove into it, most people said that they were like a 6 or 7 or 8, maybe. The question is, what is your number, Aaron? Any other questions on what it takes? Any other questions on maintaining your pace? Let me sit down. I'm gonna sit down. I've been standing up for a while. Any questions on that lifestyle medicine formula on doing what you have to do as quickly as you can, so that you can do what you want to for as long as you can? Chilling. You want to chill, right? You want to chill. This is what you're gonna have to do. You don't want to be uncomfortable anymore, because losing weight and eating clean eating, that's uncomfortable. Especially when you go hang out with friends and family and they're all eating all the hog maws and all the neck bones and all the oxtails. They're eating all of the macaroni and cheese. They're eating all the cornbread. The stuffing. Oh, they're eating all the patty pies. Do you realize all the stuff we eat at Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving is a monster when it comes to blood sugar. Woo! Thanksgiving is that day. When it comes to a nightmare for blood sugar, if there were ever a nightmare for, if blood sugar ever had a nightmare, it would be Thanksgiving. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about Thanksgiving. And I know people say the holidays are coming up. Oh, Kelley, well, let me sit down for this one. Because I'm about to keep it super real with y'all, which I've been keeping it the whole live. A lot of people say, all right, let me say, last question. The lack of sleep working nights is rough. Yeah, working nights is rough. The holidays are coming up. And a lot of people are saying, I'll start. You ever heard this line before? If you ever heard this line before, put a me in the chat if you've ever heard this line before, when it says, I'll start after the holidays. I'll start doing what I have to do after the holidays. Oh, I can't do it because of this holiday is coming up. I got this coming up, or I don't have 14 days. So because I got this coming, that holiday, like I don't really have time for that. I don't really have time to worry about my blood sugar because the holidays are coming up. But here's the thing about the holidays. Like I told you before, all the stuffings and all of that stuff, everybody puts it on the back burner. Everybody says, I'll start after the holidays. But here's the thing. You want to know that little thing, that monster that we talked about, the monster? We just did Halloween. The real monster is type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance. That's the real monster. It's the boogeyman. And that boogeyman, diabetes, does not care about the holidays. It does not care one bit, does not care one iota, keyword iota, about the holidays. It does not care one iota about the holidays. It doesn't. Diabetes doesn't care. So the fact that the holidays are coming up doesn't really matter. Here's what you can take for your holidays. You can still take yourself a clean eating plate. You can still go get yourself a clean eating plate, which you can get one of my TikTok showcase. You can get yourself a clean eating plate, and you can take that with you to the holiday party. You can take that with you to Thanksgiving. You can still follow the rules of the game. You don't got to go crazy with it. You can still enjoy family, do all that stuff, and hang out with family at the holidays, but you still can just take your plate and just be conscious of what you're eating. Because like I said, diabetes doesn't care about the holidays. Doesn't care about Christmas. Doesn't care about New Year's. Doesn't care about Thanksgiving. Doesn't care about Easter. Doesn't care about anniversaries. Doesn't care about any special days that you care about or special times of the year. It is a monster and it will take you out of here. You think of when you think of diabetes, you think of the boogeyman. When you think of diabetes, you think of Freddy Krueger. There's a challenge. Can you do limited to soup salads other than plant? There's a lot. Just go through the whole thing. Go through all of the lessons on there, and you'll see there's a way more variety to eat. You'll see the pattern. You'll see the pattern, A. Lucas. Just go through all that course. Go through the course material. You'll see. It's going to tell you what to expect on certain days. But yeah, you're going to get around to all of that. You're going to get around to more variety. But it's about simplicity right now. It's about taking you outside of your comfort zone. That's what it's all about. The comfort zone is a beautiful place. Saying the holidays are coming around so you can eat whatever you want, that's your comfort zone. That's a beautiful place. But the only thing that grows there in your side of your comfort zone is regret. That's the only thing that grows there is regret. But it's a beautiful place. I'm not going to lie. I used to hang out there a lot. I used to hang out there a whole heck of a lot. You saw my pictures, the diabetes, the heart disease, and all that stuff. But here's the thing. You experience the life you focus on. That's what you experience. The life that you focus on is the life that you'll get. So if you're just focusing on the holidays, if you're focusing on the whatever, and not focusing on your blood sugar, here's the formula for success. Here it is. Here it is. I'm going to tell you all the formulas. There's many formulas, but I'm going to tell you one. The formula for success is when you focus on your intentions and you ignore your distractions. If it's Thanksgiving coming up, and your intention is to get your blood sugar where you need it to be. You focus on your intention. You bring your plate with you. And you ignore the distractions. What are the distractions? Oh, yeah, I'll pile up all this food. That's a distraction. But when you focus on your intentions and you ignore your distractions, whoo, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. What's a good A1C? That's what we talked about. 5.3 is a good one. You get it to 5.3, you're in there. You're in there. If you want to get your A1C to a 5.3, you're going to have to do some work, though. It's called right here, lifestyle medicine. If you want to put a huge dent in your overall A1C, you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What's the challenge? It is a 14-day blueprint. It says if you follow this blueprint, this nutrition blueprint for 14 days, you will get yourself off of the blood sugar roller coaster. The highs, the lows, you're going to get your energy back. That's what the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is about. Restoring what you once lost. You're pressing the reset button on this thing. Five and a half. 5.5 A1C. If you're ready to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster, you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you're ready to finally see your A1C drop, then the 14-day challenge, then join the 14-day challenge and make it happen. If you're finally ready for that. because we're getting ready to get up out of here in like 10 minutes. We'll be out, or maybe 5 minutes. 5 minutes, we'll be up out of here, folks. Today. We normally stay to around about noon. We're getting close to that time. Depending on how many questions y'all got, we'll either stay or get up out of here. Does chickpea, if you want to use, now is the time to use that discount code. If you want to use that discount code to join that 14-day challenge, now is the time. For my people who are at a 10, a lot of people said that they're at a 10. Thank y'all for being honest, because most people aren't at a 10. But if you are at a 10, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Link in my bio right here. Click right here. Click on that link again. Join that challenge. Does chickpea pasta spike blood sugar like regular gluten pasta? Chickpea pasta is better. Chickpea pasta is better. You want to get chickpea pasta or lentil pasta. Now, it's still going to raise your blood sugar, but it's not going to raise it like that other stuff. Still going to raise your blood sugar, don't get me wrong, but it's not going to raise it like that other stuff. What recommendations for brand of water to consume for hydration? Water is overrated. It's not overrated, but I drink regular water or high pH water. It really doesn't matter, but here's the thing. The only difference in the pH, when you see that pH levels on the water, high pH level water, that's all marketing. The only thing that the water does is it tastes really good. Like the high pH water, I got some high pH water in my fridge. I got a couple gallons. I had like 10 gallons of it. I got like a gallon and a half left, high pH water. But here's the thing. Whether I got high pH water or I just got the Dasani, okay? Really ain't gonna make a difference. Only thing that matters, only thing that you'll notice is it tastes really good. It's the only difference. So just make sure you stay hydrated. That's my recommendation. Stay hydrated. How can I join the 14-day challenge? Right here. You join the 14-day challenge right here, folks. Here it is. If you click right up here. And let's get this thing to 40,000. Let's get this thing to 40,000 likes before we get hearts, before we get up out of here, folks. You click right up here, and then you click on my picture again. And you're going to come right here. There, you click that link. You see that link? That link that says Linktree? You click on that link. The one that says Linktree. You click on that link. You're going to come right here. Boom, the orange one. You click that link. You join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right here. Here's where the challenge is. Accept the challenge. It says $99 to accept the challenge. But if you use that discount code, the live discount code, which we're going to be live for like 10 more minutes, use that live discount code. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79. You join that 14-day challenge. 20% off. Join that challenge. Get yourself off of that blood sugar roller coaster. What you say you've been wanting. You say you've been wanting to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster. You say you've been wanting to get outside of your comfort zone and actually go for this thing. And even though the holidays are coming up, diabetes doesn't care about the holidays. It doesn't. You care about that, but it doesn't. Let's just be, as long as we're clear on that. If you want to join that challenge, now is the time. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code, SAVE20. How can I join the challenge? Yep. I drink Trader Joe's alkaline water. Okay, great. You drink that? Fantastic. 10 gallons, high pH water. Yeah, I got it. See, I got gallons over here. Look. I got one right here. Look. I got about a half a gallon left on this one. Look at that. That's all pH, high pH water right there. All right, let me put it back. Good morning. What's up, virtuous woman? Can you drink black unsweetened coffee? Can you drink it? Sure, you can drink black unsweetened coffee. I mean, if you want. I mean, What's stopping you? You can do whatever you want. But do you mean doing a challenge? No, not doing the challenge, Lindsay, if that's what you're referring to. My A1C went from a 14.5 to an 11 after 1 month on GLP-1. Yeah. It's called artificially lowering your artificially lowering your A1C. That's great. Artificially. Question is, what happens when you stop taking that GLP-1? That's going to be a better question. When you stop taking it, what's going to happen then? That's a better question. I can tell you what's going to happen. If you don't master these levels right here, this right here, lifestyle first, if you don't master that first, this is what happens when most people stop taking GLP-1s. Oh yeah, the weight goes back up. Their A1C goes back up. Why? It's because they didn't master lifestyle medicine first. Because that is the cause of your high blood sugar. It's your lifestyle. What does high pH do for you? It doesn't really do much for you. There's a lot of speculations that say it does. But if you really dig into the science, high pH water doesn't really do much for you. It just tastes really delicious. I got to do the little puzzle. It just tastes really delicious. 9.5. That's what I got. I drink essentially has a 9.5. Yeah, the water I just pulled up has a 9.5. It's delicious water. I'm not gonna lie, it's delicious. It just melts in your mouth. But as far as what it's doing for you overall, not much different than the regular water. The point is just to stay hydrated. That's the point. You should sip water, not drink in a big amount one go as it depletes minerals. And yeah, okay, great. You can't have any tea or coffee drink during the challenge, just water. Go through the content, Lindsay. I know you haven't been able to go through the content yet, but just go through the content. And because I know you've been on the live, but once you get through and you start going through the content, you'll see all the do's and the don'ts. I promise you, it'll answer every question that you can possibly imagine. I've answered. I've gone through it. It's answered on that challenge. I promise you, it is. Okay, thanks. How can I join? Here's how you join. I think didn't you just ask Quill? Let me see. Was that you? Yeah. How can I join? Yeah, you click the link. You click right up here, and then you click on my picture again. And then when you click on my picture again, you're going to come here. You see that link that says Linktree? That link that says Linktree right there, right under my TikTok profile picture. You click it, and then it's going to take you to this page. And then it says the 14-day challenge. You click it. It's going to take you right there. Click it again. It's a lot of clicking you got to do, though. It says $99, but on the next screen, use that discount code SAVE20, SAVE20. You're joining the challenge for $79, 20% off to join that challenge. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Hope that answered your question. What's recommended for hydrated if water is over? No, water is not overrated. You missed that whole part. I said high pH level water is overrated. Water is no. Water is not overrated. Water is your life. Okay, you're welcome, Quill. Make sure you use that discount code, the live discount code. We're getting ready to get out of here, so make sure you use that live discount code, SAVE20. One word. Yes, you did. Kelley, Kelley, have you ever read about, okay, here we go with this. You almost got me. Yeah, I heard about yerba mate tea. Great. If it works for you, fantastic. That works for yerba mate tea. You can use it as a support tool. Use it as a support tool. Is it the end all be all? No. This is the end all be all. But it's just like any other supplement. It's not a supplement. It's not a supplement. It's a nutraceutical, as they say. But at the end of the day, it's still a tool. The real medicine is the food. The food is the medicine. and the medicine is the food. Having a peaceful mind is the medicine. Having an active body is the medicine. Clean eating, effective sleep is the medicine. Everything else is just the bonus. It's just a bonus. Yeah, we need water. We do need water. It's a requirement. We need water just like we need air. We need water just like we need air. But here it is, folks. We're getting ready to get out of here because it looks like the questions have come to an end. So here it is. We started this live off. We started talking about, remember what we talked about in the beginning? We talked about playing that game of blood sugar Tetris. Y'all remember that? That game of blood sugar Tetris. And it's about how those pieces stack up. Y'all remember the Tetris from earlier if you were here from the beginning? Tetris is a video game where you can reset, where the blocks stack all the way up to the top. You can reset the game. But in real life, you can't reset the game of blood sugar. Tetris, blood sugar. When they say it's time to amputate your toe, there is no pressing the reset button like on a video game. There is no pressing a reset button like on a like that. When they say it's, hey, you're losing your eyesight, there is no pressing a reset button on that. When they say you lost your kidneys, the functions of your kidneys have gone, I promise you there is no pressing the reset button on that. There isn't. I told you throughout this live, I was going to show you how to play this game of blood sugar Tetris a whole lot better. It's a game. How you managing the carbohydrates, how you managing the fats, how you managing the proteins. Clean eating. There's a lot of things, like I told you before, there's a lot of things that could be hurting your health. There's a lot of things that could causing you to have high blood sugar. There's a lot of things that could be causing you to lose this game of blood sugar Tetris. But it's predominantly what you are eating. It's predominantly what you are eating, which is causing you to have high blood sugar. It's the simplest way I can say it. I don't know how to keep it any simpler than that. Is there a simpler way to say it? If it is, I don't know. Like we talked about earlier. Remember that second game that we played? The game of diesel versus unleaded fuel. Which category does it go in? Diesel versus unleaded? Diesel versus unleaded fuel. You got to know the difference between clean, real, whole, unprocessed foods versus a whole bunch of ultra-processed foods, ultra-processed junk food. You said why did mine drop then? What your A1C dropped? What dropped? I don't know what you mean by that question. Why did mine drop then? I don't know. That's a loaded question. But then, folks, we did, what game did we do? We did we played unleaded. We did the unleaded. Talked about that, in between that and diesel fuel. And then we talked about A1C. Remember we talked about A1C. What does it mean to have a high A1C? We talked about that. And how important that number is. And then finally, we talked about what do you got to do overall? What's the overall picture? Overall picture is this. You've got to maintain your pace. This is the conclusion of the live. Here's to sum it all up. Here's what the conclusion is. To get your number 2, get off that blood sugar roller coaster, to reverse diabetes, to do that, here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to do some work. And that work is called maintaining your pace. Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, effective sleep. It's the only way around it. It's the only way. And I'm sorry if you thought there was another way around it. If you thought the Manjaros and all that stuff was the other way around it. It'll help temporarily. But ultimately, if you stop taking it, your stuff's gonna go back up. I promise you it is. Here's how you join. A lot of folks are asking, how do you join? Can't find how to join. I'm gonna walk you through. Y'all ready? If y'all watching me right now, you should be watching me right now. Can you see me? Got some hands, feet, hands. All right, you see my hands? Follow my hands, right? Follow my hands. Here we go, like right here, boom. Click right here. And then something's gonna come up. And then you click on my picture again, right here. Watch. You click on my picture again. So you click up here. And you click on my picture again. My picture, it's gotta be my picture you gotta click on. My face, my smiling face. You click on that, and it's gonna take you right here. And you'll see this little thing flashing red. It'll be flashing red. My face will be flashing red. And then there is a link right here. It says Linktree. You click on that link that says Linktree. And then there's more links. And you click on this link right here. It says 14-day challenge. That's where you join. Accept the challenge. $99, join the challenge. Use the discount code SAVE20. You join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for 20% off, $79, live discount code. So right here, you follow me? You able to follow me? Right here, got it. Okay, you got it. Boom, boom. That's how you join the challenge. Use that discount code, the live discount code, SAVE20. You're in the challenge. But here's the thing, folks. We're getting ready to get up out of here. I told y'all what y'all got to do. Y'all got your marching orders. You got what you're supposed to be doing. Now you got to go put it into action. Because here's the thing. I gave y'all a bunch of knowledge today. I gave y'all a bunch of knowledge. But here's the thing about knowledge. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. And folks, I've been out here 3.5 hours. And I'm not up here to entertain you. Okay? I'm not up here to entertain you. Knowledge without, I just gave you a bunch of knowledge, but if you don't use that action, if you don't take action on it, I was just up here literally entertaining you for 3.5 hours. That's it. That's all. That's all you're going to get out of this whole live. It's pure entertainment. It's like you watch your favorite TV show. You just, pure entertainment. You watch Love is Blind. You watching Love is Blind on Netflix. That is just pure entertainment. You watch Family Feud. It's just pure entertainment. You watch Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy. It's just pure entertainment. It's a lot of knowledge you're getting. But if you don't put it into action, straight up entertainment. Here's the thing. We're getting ready to get out of here, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. But here's what I want y'all to remember on your way out of here. Like I said, there's a quiz on my page. There's a masterclass, a lot of free stuff on there. Go grab and go get all that stuff. But we as human beings, we've got choices. We can choose to avoid something or not. But here's the thing. Avoidance isn't protection. It's surrender. You can't avoid what you got to do. You can't avoid it. Do not become a victim to your preferences. You're not trapped. You're not trapped by insulin resistance. You're not trapped by type 2 diabetes. You're not trapped by PCOS. You're not trapped by erectile dysfunction. You're not trapped by that. You're not stuck. You're not trapped. You're just loyal to your preferences. That's it. That's the only thing. You're just loyal to your preferences. But don't become a prisoner to your preferences. Get outside of your comfort zone, because everything you want and don't have, that's where it is. Everything that you want and don't have is outside of your comfort zone. That's where it is. So if you step out of your comfort zone, everything that you want is right there. Thank you, Felix. Everything that you want and don't have is outside of your comfort zone. If you step outside of it, comfort zone I'm talking about, everything that you want is right there. Okay? Here's the thing, folks. When we're born, we look like our parents. Did you know that? We look like our parents when we're born. But when we die, we look like our choices.